Ooh, that's loud. Niners! I may be belching a little bit here because I just got chowing down. God, I was hungry. Fam, I'm telling you right now. God, that game was fun, huh? Oh, by the way, Joel, boy, you better go get some help, man. You did nothing. You gave me a bunch of weak reasoning as to why Jimmy. I told you Jimmy Garoppolo's 24-8, and the 49ers win with them, they lose without him, and all you came back with was excuses. And no, that conversation going on between the Texans and whomever, nobody said anything about Jimmy being traded to Texas. Wish on. Jimmy G is the starting quarterback for the 49ers. 2021. Book it. Anyway, fam, I got to tell you, though. One of the Niners, and I looked at this, I said to myself, in fact, I was just looking at that Kansas City Chiefs game. Do you know they got so many guys that can run the ball? We've got two solid ones, and I think, let me get into it. One of the Niners position groups that may see the highest volume of reductions in running backs group, right? It just goes without saying because they've already, Shanahan relied primarily on Raheem Mostert as his lead back until he was injured to a point that he had to give away to Jeffrey Wilson Jr., right? TC and Jet McKinnon assumed backup roles most of the season. The 49ers aren't going to pay them top dollar to play backup roles. So you just assume that TC and Jet are pretty much over, and they get paid more than both Jeffrey and Mostert anyway, right? So could this be the year the Niners may be thinking about pulling a running back from one of the most famous running back schools in the SEC? Because, every year they go and they get running backs from different places and everything, undrafted free agents, and they do a good job, no doubt about it. But I just wonder, could Barry Star, Najee Harris from Antioch High School, of which I should mention friends over there. They got a great football program. I didn't even know, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't seen what's going on over there a long time ago. I've been watching Najee, though, out of Martinez, California. Could he be on the 49ers big board already? At pick number 12, but they'd have to. Running backs aren't. Running back could last to the end of the first round and into the second. I'm just thinking, Najee, Mostert, Jeffrey, you got 3 speed, and I'm not talking automatic. I'm talking 3 speed but 4-wheel drive. Oh God! Anyway, let me talk about the national champion running back for a minute, though. Naji Harris has been possibly the best back in all of college football this season, and what is likely his last game in college will be for the college football national championship game was pretty much it. What Devontae Smith and Najee Harris, man, they were just taking turns tearing up the Buckeyes, right? That's why I think I'm watching this and I'm thinking, that running back's kind of good. Devontae, you're not going to get Devontae Smith and Najee. Devontae's probably gone to the top 10. But then I said, Najee Harris, with our guys, had a game, he had 154 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Bama scored the most points in a single national championship game in the history of the Classic. Najee had something to do with that. His 2020 season, Harris is a dual threat with 229 carries for 1,387 yards and 24 rushing touchdowns this season, as well as 36 receptions for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns in the passing game. He was a 5th-place finisher in the Heisman Trophy voting, also does plenty in the non-stats area as well. I'd like to see a huge, big-time playmaker to join Mostert and Jeff and see what difference that would make. Because I just want to see G with some legitimate weapons so y'all can get the hell up off of him. Because that's all it's been. Jimmy's had a makeshift crew here, makeshift, this, that, this. Give him some legitimate weapons like he's got now. He's already got an assembly of weapons now that's going to make a whole lot of difference next year. Ain't no praying that Kendrick's going to catch the ball. Ain't no worried about a rookie. Now he's got 2 non-rookies in both Debo and Ayuk. He's got the gold standard, George Kittle. That's going to make for a formidable group right there. But then you add one of the top running backs out of college that go along with the guys we got. Fam, maybe. I know we got better needs. I mean, we got bigger needs. We definitely got to get a cornerback. The dude is also known as one of the best pocket protection backs in the game. I said, this dude is tailor-made for Shanahan's offense. We'll see. I thought I just run that by you, though. What do we got going on over here? Are we watching the game already? Are we on the phone already? Anyway, well, here, actually, I can go down through here. Eric Chavez says, "I'm a Deshaun Watson fan." I just want to say something. And I laughed when I thought about it, but Deshaun Watson, I just feel I was reading some things. Deshaun had a lot of yards last year because that's what they were losing most of the time, and he had to come from behind, and all he was doing was passing the ball. Could Deshaun Watson be every bit as good as it appears to be? That's a trick question. I'm staying with G. Diggs, 1028, thanks, fam. What's good? Hey, with Diggs, it's all good, man. Dang football. It's just the Chiefs just wouldn't have escaped today. And let me go over to the phone and say hello to... Hey, Tom! I got no ears. How come I got no sound? Unplugged again. Hey, Tom. Hello, Tom.
Can you hear me?
Tom, I can hear you now. It was my fault.
Okay.
My earplugs weren't plugged in right. But Tom,
okay.
Man, I'm campaigning for Najee tonight. I'm looking at all the other needs. We're going to talk about that ad nauseum between now and draft night anyway. But then I was sitting there looking at Najee. Damn, what would Najee look like with Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr.?
But can he return punts is the question.
I don't know that...
we need a punt returner, man.
I know, because I don't want Ayuk doing that either. And then, you know what, though? See. They're going to get special teams guys anyway in the draft. I think that's what they're going to be looking at, too. We're looking for a guy that could play special teams, return the ball, and join the running back group, right? Najee's got decent speed. He's like a 4.5 guy. I didn't say anything in his resume about him being a punt return guy or a return guy. But I remember that year we tried that twice. We got both Dante Pettis and of course DJ Reed. Both of them were the best in the college ranks at both kick return and punt return, and now we don't have either one of them. Right? It's like whoa.
Yeah. Our special teams is garbage.
Yeah.
But, that's why, because we don't have our starters on special teams.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't doing good on a lot of things on special teams. What happened to our tackling ability? When Raheem Mostert's not the gunner, all of a sudden we become normal or average, below average, People bring the ball downfield on us. And Mostert couldn't play and he was out for a while, so our special teams really got knifed. You really realize how good Mostert is after you see him gone off of special teams. God.
He's so fast.
Oh, and it looks effortless. Oh, man.
Yeah. I guess my upset was wrong with the Browns, but they came close.
Close. It was so close. They made some mistakes in the first half. If they're not playing drop C, how they were in that game? Remember the play the guy made and the ball hit the ground, they didn't see it and they couldn't flag it? That was a point they could have swung momentum as well. I hate it when the Chiefs escape. Damn it. That was an escape. They weren't all that much better.
No. It's just the Browns' defense is horrible. Like you said, their tackling's horrible. They don't have much of a pass rush.
No.
Our injured pass rusher was light years ahead of theirs today.
And Garrett goes down, too, to make matters worse with a bad ankle. You could see in his face, he couldn't play anymore. That's fine. We'll get him next year.
What's with this guy Mosemek, man? He's like threatening people with guns on the chat. What a coward!
Are you kidding me? Mosemek, Don't let me catch you in there threatening nobody with no gun, man. We will get rid of you quickly.
Dude, that just means he can't fight because he's got to have a gun. Oh, man. What an idiot.
But you had to laugh at him though a little bit because the dude comes in, and you and I both know he's a Hawks fan to the bone. And all of a sudden he comes in there and declares his allegiance to the goddamn Chiefs. Get what? Oh, no. Are you serious?
No, but then he switched back to the Hawks. So it's like, are you a flip-flopper or what?
No, he's a mental case. God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's got, and then he's bragging about how much money he has in the account. I got $200,000 in my bank account.
But earlier in the chat, he was talking about the fact that he had to wait for a stimulus check in order to pay his water bill so he could take a bath. Listen, guys, Mostert is not a well man, okay? Let's just get to that conclusion right now and don't take him seriously. Hey, but Tom,
I know. I feel sorry for him. Yeah.
Let's talk about the 49ers. Mostert we'll hold a whole show for him one day. But
I want to apologize about that the buckwheat thing I said. I got that from a Chris Rock because Chris Rock said that on Saturday Night Live back in the 90s. I don't know why it's stuck in my head. I love Chris Rock.
Saturday Night Live used to hold a whole skit about buckwheat. Buckwheat.
Yeah, I know.
Almost every other week. So, yeah. But you know what? You can't. Buckwheat's not a racist thing anymore. Buckwheat's a source of comedy. So I just. In case anybody was offended, I wasn't. I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all. Without African American music, I would not be here today.
Is that serious, huh?
That's my favorite. Yeah, like jazz, blues, and everything, even rap. I love it all.
There you go.
Anyway.
But anyway, where are you thinking here now? I'm all of a sudden I put running back on my list of choices because you got all those fifth round picks. You could actually pick up a running back in the fifth round too. We got 3 fifth round picks, right?
Yes.
But we only got 1 first round pick, 1 second, and that's why when everybody says we're going to give our entire draft to the Texans because we want Deshaun Watson. Meanwhile, you know, it's so funny because what's going on now, Kyle and John, when they don't say anything, they're not interested because I got a kick out of that year that everybody, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B.
Oh, yeah.
And later on we find out, because the media had A, B coming. Everybody had fans. Everybody wanted A, B. Later on, Lynch and Shanahan, they got questioned. No, actually, we never really entertained any thought about bringing AB. You said, don't listen to fans and media. They're all on drugs. You better listen to John and Kyle. They've been transparent about Jimmy, but fans hate Jimmy so much that they've fixed in their own mind that John and Kyle feel like they do. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And they're like, we hate Jimmy because he can't throw deep. But you don't need to throw deep if you're a West Coast offense. I mean, Brady never throws deep. I mean, maybe once in a while.
Well, you can once in a while, but it's usually a setup. As far as just going in and running Bruce Arians' offense, not going to happen.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm talking about.
We're going to trade for, what's that? Trade for that Browns receiver, Beckham Jr. That never happened. I was like, we're going to get OBJ. No.
My feelings are still hurt about that. OBJ, that Jennings guy that plays for the Browns, he may make it possible to get OBJ now because I don't know where he is, but we may see what happens.
Right.
Though, I don't know. But here's the thing, though, Tom.
I kind of think. Go ahead.
I was going to say about OBJ. Where do you fit him into the program now, though?
I don't know. I heard he's like a locker room poison, kind of like AB.
Man.
I don't know.
You know what? Go ahead and make another point because I was pretty much running the microphone to death. You got what else you want to add?
I don't know. I kind of, if we're gonna do a running back in the 5th round, I'd be open for it.
You got 3. You got 3 picks.
He finds so many good running backs, so that'd be a waste of a pick because that's where we found.
No.
That's where we found. Kittle was in the 5th round, right?
I know. But you got 3 fifth-round picks. You know what, though? If you're going to get a running back in the 5th round, it's probably just as good as what they find any other place anyway. So probably not. If we got Najee, you can't go past the 2nd round. He's not lasting past the 2nd round. So anyway. All right, fam. You know what? I'm going to let you get back to the game because it's going to start short. Has it already started? Are the Patriots playing?
Yeah,
right
it started. It looked. I think the Saints already scored, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see you later.
Yeah, it's 3-0.
Yeah, all right. See you later in the week. All right, Tom.
All right, well, have a good one. Thanks for having me.
You too. Appreciate you, Tom. All right, and 864, you're in South Carolina. Because it can't be Santa Cruz.
Ronbo!
Yo, who is this?
This is Troy Shell from South Carolina.
Wait. What's your first name again?
Troy.
Troy. Troy, come on.
That's right.
in, man.
How you doing?
Troy, I'm running around here. I'm looking at our running back group. I know we need a cornerback, and a lot of people want a quarterback. We need offensive linemen. We got needs. And then I said to myself, boy, look at Najee. Wouldn't he look good? Because we've not had a Bama. See, because Bama puts out running backs that rarely fail. I said, wouldn't it be nice to have a Bama running back and put him next to Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr.? Oh, yeah. So, you know.
Well, Ronbo, my personal opinion of the whole matter, I've been listening to the Jimmy G and the Watson and who we need and who we don't need, who we should get and who we don't. Well, my opinion of the whole thing is we should take every draft pick that we have and get offensive linemen. That's my personal opinion.
You know, that'll save a whole lot of argument about the quarterback. Because now the quarterback is, hey, you know what's so funny, Trey? Because remember when Dak Prescott had everybody thinking he was going to be an all-pro quarterback and the next big thing? He was behind that super offensive line that Dallas Cowboys had that year. Dak ain't been the same since that line started turning to poo-poo. You got a good point.
If you remember correctly, when Dallas had them big hogs up there, you couldn't find Emmett back there. Troy Aikman had all day to throw. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's just think about it. Let's be real about it.
Yes.
They want to ship Jimmy out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy hadn't had a decent season standing upright without anybody hitting him since he'd been there.
Mm-hmm. Even in the Super Bowl year, he was still battling pain. And now get rid of it.
That's exactly right. And see, like I said, that's the reason why I say we should, if any money that we spend on anything, quality linemen, we need linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand about the receivers, I understand about the tight ends, even get a backup in there, but I think Jimmy did pretty good when nobody was touching him. And I know he's going to get a little heat, but the Super Bowl, I mean, come on, Ronbo. The man was running for his life the whole time he was playing.
And in the fourth quarter, they dialed it up like they did against the Browns today. You know what Kansas City's what is with that? We don't need to play defense until we feel like it's necessary. We got Patrick Mahomes, and that's all we need to do is just stay loose, rest up, and wait for the fourth quarter. I wonder if they're thinking like that. What? And they went after Jimmy in that fourth quarter like bandits. Remember Mike Person on the right side? That door was open on every snap. And that's why people say, Jimmy doesn't go through his progressions. Jimmy had to think about what he was going to do as soon as that ball was snapped because he had that long to get rid of it. So, you're right.
Let me ask you a question, Ronbo. If you was back there and you was quarterbacking and you already got hit 5 times, what's going to be in your mind?
Pain. And Troy, remember that time they hit Jimmy helmet to helmet, knocked him all the way into the next week, and the ref didn't call nothing?
Yes.
I said, you know what?
That's exactly right.
This is strange. Jimmy might be concussed. And no flag, no protection, and everybody's talking about how bad Jimmy G is. I said, man, y'all ain't never played no ball, have you? You don't know what it's like to get beat up like that, do you?
This is another thing, Ronbo, then I'm going to let you go. Let's say if we did get Watson, behind the offensive line that we got, do you think Watson going to run for his life just like Jimmy did?
He'll be able to escape better because he can run a little faster. But, yeah, he's going to be running. He better be on his horse. You know what? They didn't have a great offensive line in Texas. He was running over there, too. So he's used to running. I give him that much, though. But, this has got to stop. Like, get some protection out there so those quarterbacks can work. And then blame them for it.
And that's what I say. If we get some half-decent protection out there and see what Jimmy do then. For us breaching and they sitting there because they know if they blitz Jimmy, they know Jimmy going to cough the ball up. They know he gonna panic and he going to throw an interception. They already know that.
Yeah, because most quarterbacks will. Baker Mayfield was impressive today. Baker did know when to get rid of the ball. But all three of our quarterbacks have that same issue. And that's why I wonder, Kyle, how come they do that? I don't think that's normal thinking. I think Kyle, I don't know what he's teaching them, but they all fold under pressure in the same way. They'll stand there and they'll wait, and they'll wait for the route to develop. They'll either wait for a receiver to come back, or they'll wait till the defense gets there and takes them down. This is why, Troy, why in hell won't Kyle run more play action? He used to be famous for that. And all of a sudden now, shotgun, stay in the center, keep your eyes downfield. Kyle, Jesus friggin' Christ, that's not working.
Well, see, if you dialing it back in practice and they're not allowed to do that, that's the only reason why I can think the reason why that we run our offense the way we do. Because if they're not allowed to hit Jimmy or whoever the quarterback in practice, and not able to throw that much pressure, then we're not practicing for it. We're not looking for it.
Right. Good call. You're exactly right. And they make clear nobody's hitting the quarterback. Here's another thing about Watson. Here's the Troy. Do you think Watson's going to come in and listen to Kyle say, all right, what I expect of my offense is blah, 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 blah. I wonder if Deshaun's going to want to hear it. Because Kyle's not crazy about quarterbacks running. He could have had Deshaun back in the draft. When our turn came up, Deshaun was on the board, but so was Mahomes. Does he want him now? Mm-hmm. I wonder.
That's a good thing. I mean,
Kyle's
I think they're gonna try to put something together to try to get him, but I don't see it. We already in salary cap hell already, so I don't understand.
That's the media putting the 49ers as a third. See, Texans, Miami, and the 49ers. And that's mainly because on the strength of everybody thinks Jimmy G is the worst quarterback in football. So there's Deshaun Watson, go get him, As far as that goes, Deshaun Watson is probably better than every quarterback in the NFC West. Hell, he's better than anybody in the NFC East. So, that's what I'm saying. It's about Jimmy. It's always about Jimmy. That's what it is. So, anyway. Fam, Troy, don't be a stranger, man. Well, I tell you, I'm going to be back probably midweek. And
okay, I appreciate it.
And I got your name down. That's Troy from South Carolina. Troy! Good points, too. All right, fam.
Thank you,
later.
Bye-bye.
All right, fam. Night. Yeah, the game's already on. Ignacio! That's an interesting spelling, man. I went to high school with Najee. Proudly. Oh, did you went to Antioch High too? Oh, I just have some good friends out in Antioch. And what's that town right next to Antioch? Yeah. So I'd love to go out there and watch, because Antioch's serious about their football, man. Hey, Derek.
Ronbo, hang on. I was cooking dinner.
Oh, Dixie, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what are you cooking, man?
Some wings with some ginger marinade that I whipped up, and some French fries, home-cut fries.
That's what you're talking about. That's the kind of food, that is kind of good comfort food you'll eat when you're watching a ball game. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Let me turn this fan off. There we go. Yeah, you got to cheer yourself up when the Chiefs make it through, Ronbo.
I know. And the Browns, if they just could have done one thing right in the first half, they were right in that. They just kept dropping the ball, and oh man, come on, Browns.
Yeah,
that's all right. We'll get them next year. Leave them for us.
You saw that helmet, Ronbo.
Yeah, was that you who pointed that out?
Yeah, come
you
on,
see,
man.
The Chiefs are allowed to do that. Derek, if our team does that or anybody else's team does that, there'll be whistles. There'll be more laundry on the field. They have to call a crew out to pick up all those flags. But the Chiefs are allowed to get away with holding, helmet-to-helmet contact.
How they got flag after flag, Ronbo. You saw that?
I did.
It was damn near seven plays straight they had flags, but they didn't get any in the Super Bowl. Funny.
It's not funny, though, because we lost that game behind that. And holding. They finally got held for holding.
Yeah, they got called a bunch in the holding calls. It's just funny how they didn't call that helmet to helmet, and it was on replay like 4 times. I was like, all right, guys.
I don't even know they couldn't hear that crash. You know what?
Yeah.
That's fine. Put an asterisk.
Yeah, it is what it is, Ronbo. We'll get it. But I love the last caller. I think he was the first-time caller, right?
Yeah, Troy? Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Troy, but very good points because Jimmy ain't had a solid O-line since he got there. Didn't have no damn receivers when he got there. He had Carlos Hyde as a running back. What's wrong with y'all? Give this man a chance.
Hey, remember that pass to Carlos Smith? That's how Coach cut him. Jimmy put that ball right where it needed to be, and Carlos dropped it. And Shanahan's jaws were as tight as could be. And that was into Carlos.
I think I'm a bride with Jimmy till he's out of here, Ronbo, because when he's on the field, he hasn't given us a reason to say, get that guy out of here.
Hey.
So I'm not going to.
You got a winning record. The team has a winning record. And you know what people always point to? First thing they say, Derek, is, well, he's never there. Okay, but can you come up with something better than that, please? He's never there. Okay, fine.
Well, when you're getting your brains beat out, like Troy just said, yeah, what y'all want? And it's just crazy that they won't stick up for the quarterback. He's our quarterback, guys. It is what it is.
Yeah, his teammates do. And that's why I'm rolling with his teammates. I'm rolling with his teammates.
Exactly. I wanted to call in yesterday, Ronbo, because one of the TNT guys, I think it was Trey from VA, he said, we haven't been able to hit on first-round picks, right? And the thing is, I would rather keep that option to have a bust or go after somebody because we're not always going to be looking for a quarterback. Yeah. And I think those are valuable picks. But if you give them away, you mortgage your future. You give up your right to choose.
Yeah.
That's our bust.
You can't use no trades.
But if we sell it away, you don't get a choice. I don't know. And I don't trust Watson. He ain't done nothing spectacular to me. He throws a lot of picks, too. Y'all talk about throwing picks.
Derek, I feel funny saying things about him because everybody loves him and thinks he's a star. He is.
I don't have a problem.
But what has he done?
Yeah, exactly. Just like Matt Stafford. I've seen him get a couple of years ago. There was I forget who they were playing, but somebody rolled his ankle just like how Jimmy got his roll, and he got up and limped away. Nobody talks about that stuff.
No.
Because he's quote-unquote more healthy. Who cares if you're healthy?
And didn't they get snatched from behind with about a 30-point? Was that the Chiefs that came back and got him? Okay, so
that was this year too. I don't know, Ron, but look, I like Jimmy. Get him an O-line. I mean, get him a center who can show up.
Well, he's got weapons now. This is the thing. This is what I've been crying about. He needs a center badly because Kyle's offense pretty much it stems from what the center is doing out there with his quarterback. But I just wanted Jimmy to have a select group of weapons at every corner. You can't expect Tom Brady type of weaponry out there. Tom's got more weapons out there than the U.S. government.
Oh, yeah.
But now, if you just give Jimmy some select targets.
Yeah. He needed Ayuk, and we didn't have Ayuk for years. Debo's good, but he's more of a gadget guy. But he has gone downfield to Debo a couple times. I know in the Ravens game that we lost last year, he went downfield to Debo.
And hit him.
He's gone downfield to Sanders. But we didn't have Sanders. Wasn't somebody saying we had the best receiving core last year or something like that last
Somebody
night?
said that yesterday in the chat.
Yeah.
We had the best receiving core.
We didn't get Emmanuel Sanders till week 7 or something like that.
And then remember guys were walking around for 2 years talking about, I've been trying to get some of these wide receivers to step up. Take a hit, haters.
Yeah.
If Jimmy's got no targets to hit, that's why Kyle's talking about.
Exactly. But it's funny how people were calling they were saying stuff last year about the receivers missing balls until we lost the Super Bowl, then it's Jimmy's fault.
Yeah.
They were running wrong routes, dropping balls, Mostert dropping balls. Everybody was dropping balls. What the hell is the problem? Sometimes you got to back your quarterback.
It's Jimmy.
That's what I'm doing.
It's Jimmy's fault.
Damn that, Ronbo. But I'm about to chow down and sit back and listen to all these haters, Ronbo. Hey, keep up the good fight, Ronbo.
You know me. I'm never gonna stop.
brother.
Thanks, man.
That's right.
Talk to you later. Enjoy that. It
All right,
sounds
night,
good.
Ronbo.
Enjoy that. Night.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, see, that's why I tell you, man, the light is going to come clear. When Jimmy gets his weaponry out there, somebody's going to shut up soon. Jay!
No, Ronbo.
Jay, man, I'm sitting here. I'm wondering, Jay, you got the issue with the microphone or something going on there? Jay? Jarrell, you just don't want to accept the truth. You're so hell-bent on hating Jimmy G, you don't look at the facts. None of you do. Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm running a campaign for Najee. I was watching that game again. I said, that dude, you give him together with Mostert and Jeff Jr. Because Jay, we go through 4 to 5 running backs every year. It's a promise. And I just wonder, go ahead and get a prime time running back. We only need one because we already got a great running back duo. But they're going to get hurt. Jay, I promise you they're going to get hurt. And if you got some backup to get in there, like Najee, man, what are you thinking? Because we got other needs. I realize I'm pipe dreaming. Right. But
right.
What do you think?
I mean, it'd be nice, but like I say, you have to address that offensive line.
Yeah,
I
know.
You have to. You got other needs we got to address. We got to address the corner. We got to address our, we got
secondary
is our backup
serious.
Quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we need to get a backup quarterback
that's
worth
true.
a damn.
And we ain't got. And I keep thinking about we ain't got no cornerbacks, no secondary guys under contract right now.
Right.
Not
so
one.
There's no way we're gonna draft a running back in this, and we still don't know what the situation with this trade they're talking about. But I don't know if they will.
That's the media. When you don't hear,
Right.
Just like with AB, when you don't hear Kyle and John say a damn word, either they're doing something very serious and they already tried to tell people, and they get tired of telling people, I think, but people think they're just talking, they're trying to up Jimmy's value. John said in the last video, we've been pretty transparent about how we feel about Jimmy. John's probably said, I'm pretty much going to just stop saying it. Nobody's listening anyway. They got their minds made up, but we do as well. So I'm loving it. Jimmy will be with the team next year, guaranteed.
Right. So they need if they're going to do that, they need to seriously address this offensive line issue. You know what I mean?
God, yes.
It's serious because if we keep getting our quarterback hurt, running back hurt, and
then get mad at him and trade him. Yeah,
Right.
Foolishness
that's why I know the game of football, so I know that it takes an offensive line to protect a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Even Russell Wilson running back there, he still needs a line to give him time to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have time to throw the ball, you
ain't go get nothing done. The offense can't click. So, there's no time to get anything done. That's why Russell Wilson is out in round 1. The Rams knew he didn't have no protection, and they beat his ass. And that's going to happen to him every year.
Right. Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? If they don't dress that offense right, he's an elite quarterback, but at the same time, you need help. That's the reason why it's called a team. It's not boxing. You ain't in there by yourself. You got 10 more other guys that is on the field with you to help you win games. And that's what it takes to win football games. You can't blame it on the quarterback all the time when he don't have time to throw the ball. Just like people was like, oh, we need to get a receiver that could go down the field. Okay, what that's going to do for our team if we can't throw the ball down the field anyway? That don't even make sense.
And there's another good point, Jay. Who's got time behind a line of scrimmage like we got? Who's got time to wait for a deep route to form? Some of the things, the hate for Jimmy makes people get totally irrational. And they only remember the bad throws. Jimmy can make 20 good throws. He makes one good bad throw. Oh, that's who he is. God, away from me. God.
Dude has a winning record. You know what I'm saying? He has a winning record, and he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't protected in the Super Bowl. And they showed through the referees and the offensive line. They didn't protect him just like they would protect Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. He got clearly helmet to helmet. They did not call that, but they called a George Kittle pass interference. That, you know what I'm saying? So this,
I'll never forget
you
that.
You gotta be equal down the line. You gotta be equal on two teams. If you're a referee, you gotta be equal on both sides of the football. You can't just show it on one. And you know, this is what people fail to realize. You need a offensive line, period. If we got a rookie quarterback, it doesn't matter. If you don't put an offensive line, you go get that. You see how all these rookie quarterbacks didn't make it in the NFL? Is because Derek Carr. You know why? Because he kept getting sacked. He was so gun-shy that it put him out the league because he couldn't throw the ball because he was too worried about getting sacked.
You know what? And Jay, this is why I'm impressed with Jimmy doing as well as he did. You know, because you got to protect yourself. You got to get the ball off. You got to try to lead rookies and guys that are average to below or just mediocre or just so wide receivers. You got George Kittle, but George is busy trying to block and keep these dudes off you as well. So I got I got KB. I got Debo wasn't even there, but I got Debo. And who else? And yet, it's all Jimmy's fault. It's Jimmy sucks.
Right.
Do an idea.
Exactly.
Man, y'all, man, what are you talking about, man?
The only thing I do think Jimmy needs to learn to do is know when to go down. When the play is about to go, throw the ball away or get down. That's the only problem I have with Jimmy. Besides all the other things, Jimmy is a solid quarterback. You know, I don't think he's elite, but you know what I'm saying? But he's
too early to make that determination anyway. Jimmy G's only been a starter for what? He missed 2 years. Jimmy G, for all intents and purposes, is still coming out of his rookieism. He played 1 full year. And,
that's what I'm saying. So you can't. That's what I'm saying. You got to protect your investment, and Jimmy's our investment. You got to build an offensive line to protect this man. If you don't build an offensive line and we still have Mike McGlinchey blocking for him and guys know if Trent Williams leave, we are doomed because some of the fact is we don't have that solid offensive line that protect him.
And also solid wide receiver play is going to help too. If you got primetime receivers, and people didn't notice dramatically how Jimmy's game improved when Emmanuel Sanders came. Now you got Ayuk and you got Debo, who are pretty much, they might be seasoned to the point now where Jimmy can get rid of that ball and be safe quickly.
Correct.
And that's the essence of it right there. But the football people, no, Jimmy, they don't even pay no attention to anything else. I said, come on, man. You ever play this game?
They don't know football. They looking in their eyes. They don't look at the whole strategic about the football game, about offensive line, how they're pass protecting, what, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to think, the defense is also good in the NFL. So they're not going to make every play on, it's not Madden. You know what I'm saying? This is real life football. The defense
I so agree. And Jay, listen, I'm going to be back later in the week. I won't be back for Monday Night Football, but I'll be back as soon as possible. Probably Wednesday after the CFTC press conference. And that's the day we're going to find out. At some point, Lynch and Shanahan, listen, we're not in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. So you may as well, and they can't say that though, because that makes people mad. Anyway, Jay, let me see you Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ronbo. Appreciate what you do, brother.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Oh, God. 816 Mizzou. Am I right on that? Or is that Montana? What is MO?
That's right. M-I-Z. Mizzou, baby.
Hey. What is your name?
How you doing? My name is Ray. How you doing,
Ray?
Ronbo?
Hey, Ray.
Love the show, man. Watch you all the time.
Oh, thanks, Ray.
Hey, I just want to say, how about those Chiefs? We know you don't love us in San Francisco. We know it. And we understand why you guys don't like us in San Francisco. You know,
How
I
come?
understand.
Do you? How
You know
come?
what? I mean, because we got you in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? You guys are always gonna hate the Chiefs because of that. You know what I mean? And I understand. It's okay, Ronbo, man. You know, but you know what?
What?
As the top dogs of the NFL, the Chiefs, we're gonna take some hate. And but you know, how can you hate on Tyreek Hill? Fabulous game. Pat Mahomes was throwing dimes all day long. Travis Kelce, come on now, the best tight end.
I can
we
put up
say
with the
that?
rest of it,
Okay.
but don't tell me Travis Kelce is better than George Kittle. That is a joke and a myth.
Where was George? I didn't see Kittle all year long. I ain't seen him. I seen him last year. I ain't seen him this year.
I do. You know what? I got to admit, we do have problems with our stars staying on the field. But listen, that is no reason to designate a chief over a superior player. Travis Kelce is great, no doubt about it. That just says to self. I can also say George Kittle is beyond great because Kelce, he beats whenever they're in competition. And you know this.
Of course. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, availability is the best thing to have. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Kittle could be the best tight end, but you know what? I ain't seen him. Where's he at? You know what I mean? So
He'll be back.
all I see is whoever who was leading this year in the NFL. You know what I mean?
See, we
That's
play
Travis Kelce.
we play breakneck football. I mean, you talk about leathernecks. That's what 49ers are. But it does get our guys in trouble because there's no more physical team in the NFL than the 49ers. You know that because you barely won that game in the Super Bowl. And the only reason you won it is because of some mistakes downfield. And you know this. If Richard Sherman's on his number, if Mosley had a little more seasoning, we win. We had to with a few minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So don't talk to me about being superior. Talk to me about being lucky, and I'll listen.
Ronbo, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. Hello?
You thought I was left. You're leaving, didn't you? All right, you've had your time. Congratulations. But you know what? I'm going to be watching next week when the Bills take that butt down a couple of notches, and then we'll see about Mizzou. All right. Hey, Matt. Boy, I tell you, see what we got to put up with? This is why, man. Matt, come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, God. It's like, most mechs in there threatening people, and you got people coming in here. Well, we're not putting up with any Rams fans. I guess that's fun. We're not having to deal with that. It's tough being 49ers because we represent something they'll never be. So they got to come in and take their little digs and shots. I'm starting to become amused by it. I'm not going to get mad at them anymore. Let them do it. Time's going to come. We got rid of the Raider fans. It took 2 years, but we got rid of them. You can't find a Raider fan anymore.
Yeah. We can't find a Raider fan after Nick Mullins destroyed them on Thursday night.
That did end that completely, didn't it? Oh,
yep.
God. But anyway, hey, I'm thinking Najee Harris, but I realize that's not going to happen. But I just wonder what a college premier running back might look like. But you can't get him in the 4th or 5th round. He's got to be one of the guys like the Raiders picked up last year, or the year before last, should I say. Was there a top running back this past season that came out as a rookie? I'm seeing that happen a couple of years. I'm saying, I like our running backs a lot. I'm not going to replace them. I just want to add to that group. Because you know how many running backs we're going to go through every year? We go through a minimum of 4 running backs a year. Easily.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
And guys are going to come in, they're going to get hurt. And
yeah.
You got to have you got to have guys that can come in and play well with the injuries we have.
Matt, do you think that's going to continue? I don't see that stopping. It brings fear to me to know that going into next season, we're going to look at that roster and we're going to say, whoa, yeah, we ready now, baby. 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right. Yeah.
Jesus, we got 2 guys down. Maybe we can go next week and survive without any injuries. Next week comes, oh, no. Man. 6 weeks into the, oh, man. Remember we had, how many guys we have in the IR, even in the Super Bowl season? How many guys do we have on IR?
We had a lot.
Man.
We still had a lot, and we had a lot of injuries last year, before this year, of course. And people didn't even know because we were so good.
Right? See?
Like, Juice was out for a while. I know that.
Yeah. Ross Dwelly came in and did a good job.
Right, right. Kittle was out for a little bit.
Kittle takes out times every year. But we still, remained afloat. That's because our quarterback he sucks. And that's why we still remained afloat anyway. Because Jimmy G's the worst quarterback in the world. And that we maintained even losing players. But no. Jimmy had nothing to do with it. We just ran the ball and played defense. I'm glad you brought that up. There's another thing. Heck, he can't get any credit for anything. Boy, you haters, boy, y'all starting to really get on my nerves. But Matt, I'm sorry, man. I get carried away again. Go ahead. What else you want to add before I run all the time out?
I can't really think anything, but the Chiefs are going to lose next week. I'm going to say that right now.
I know,
and you're not going to see a single Chiefs fan come in and be like, blah, 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 blah. It's just annoying. At least the Hawks won't be there.
Andrew Martinez, stop what? Tell the truth. You know what? Here's the thing. You know, next week, I can't wait to watch as the Hawks. Did you see how the Chiefs looked on the sideline? Even Travis Kelce looked like he was like doing all kind of weird things. He knew that game was on the line and the Browns were coming for him. And guess who's going to be in concussion protocol most likely for next weekend? Oh!
Yeah, Mahomes. Yep.
And now they're going to know what it's like to play without your stars. And Mahomes is the biggest star on that team, right?
Yeah.
No sympathy.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, right.
I didn't want to see him get hurt, though. I felt sorry for him when he got up and you see that look in his eyes. His legs weren't working.
Yeah.
I didn't want Mahomes to win, but I didn't want to see him get his neck broke.
Yeah, I thought Cleveland was going to win that game after he went out, but
came close. They just made too many. That last drive they had, and like I said, Kansas City upped and started playing defense like crazy.
Yeah,
they're a very strange team. It looks like they'll lull you to sleep, except for Tyrann Mathieu plays hard the whole game. But that front line,
he does.
Yeah. I don't even give their defense a little more credit than I do. I know I did from last year when they started putting a bum rush on us in that fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. It's like they knew all they had to do was put that fire out just for a couple of minutes, and that's all it took. And he dialed up exactly the right play. Sherman got smoked. Mosey made a wrong judgment, and all of a sudden they're in the driver's seat. Damn it! You know what though? They learned from that though. Yeah. They learned from all of that.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to see them stay together. You know. All right, man. What else?
Well, not much I can think of right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
But one last thing. Everybody talking about how we're going to get Deshaun Watson and we're trading Nick Bosa for him. What are people thinking with that?
They're smoking grade B dope. I'm telling you. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not a ghost. I mean, it's not a threat of possible. Nick Mullins. Nick Bosa. They're not getting rid of Bosa for Watson.
No chance.
That's insane. Anyway, let them keep on. We go through this every year. Whatever the latest fashion trend is available, we go after it like we don't have none. It's like Drake. Talk about me like I ain't got no, like I ain't, you talk about guns like I ain't got none. Stop. God. Anyway.
Right. People need to stop with that. But yeah.
Well, Matt, I'm going to see you later on in the week. And have a great, enjoy the rest of the day. All right. Appreciate you getting in here. All right, man. Hey, is that Chester? Chester!
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Chester, man, I was just sitting there. Chester, where are you right now?
I'm out here in American Samoa.
Wait, where?
It's American Samoa. Where,
that's what I thought. You know what? You're the one who sent me that letter, email the other day. Chester, great to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, sir. I always watch your YouTube videos and all your posts. So
thank
you
Chester.
for having me.
Hey, appreciate having you, man. That's calling in from Samoa, man. That's awesome. So, Chester, what's on your mind?
Right.
I've been running around here screaming and yelling about something that's not going to happen, but I just enjoy thinking about Naji Harris from the Bama running crew, because Bama always has good running backs. So I get excited every year because he goes to a team, whatever Bama running back it is, wherever he goes, the team immediately has a great running back. You go back to Derrick Henry, that kid the Raiders just picked up. That just goes on and on. And Naji Harris looks like that dude, whoa. So
it would be nice if he falls in that number, but we got other issues.
Yeah, we got lots of others. He ain't falling no third or fourth round either. So, but Naji, what you want to talk about?
Brother, I was on the sheet.
Naji,
I just want to say what's up. I was going to watch your YouTube and your podcasts on there, so hearing all the craziness that Walter just called in about Chiefs. Yeah, that caller from the Chiefs. Hey man, tell them Chiefs on their own blog. Get off the Niner blog.
Chester,
you know what I mean?
I'm getting this a lot now because we're vulnerable. We've been losing. So here come the rival fans.
Of course, here come the haters, but they know the truth. We were cheated out of that Super Bowl, man. They cheated us. NFL wanted to put Patrick Mahomes. They didn't want to put no Jimmy G or George Kittle up on there. So it's all good. We just got to make some. We just had a bad year. Everybody was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna make a comeback if all your main players are all injured? So John Lynch and all them higher ups, they got to make some decisions, man. I think we're just like 2 to 3 players away from going back to the ship. That's all.
Well, we got to hold on to the guys. I mean, I just don't know who are going to be the sacrificial lambs. They seem awfully confident, though. When you look at their body language and things like that when they're doing interviews, they seem to have a plan. But you know what, Chester, one thing about Lynch and Shanahan and company, these guys are always a step, usually ahead. If they're not involved in something, they're trying to get something done. So we'll see.
Yes, correct. I know we're in good hands. I know they're going to make some good decisions, and we're going to lose a couple of guys going to the Jets, following Salah. So
I know. And
then, but it's okay, man. It's part of the NFL. That's what the NFL is called. Not for long. But, us being part of the Empire, diehard Niner fans, all the way from the '80s. We know that feeling. We know that feeling. It's been a long time coming for us to win that big, ship game, but it's okay. It was exciting when we did go, and it's sad that we got all these injuries. So, hey, you know what we tell everyone, especially all the haters out here too in Samoa? It's always till next season.
Yeah, and it ain't that long, because already this season ends. A couple months later, we're not going to have the combine this year, but pretty soon you got draft night, and after draft night, it's all downhill. Guys are getting back to camp. Hey, but Chester, I'm reading the most bizarre things. Now, there's people saying the 49ers should not pay Trent Williams. Is that a good idea?
What?
I'm telling you, if you check out all the dailies, you read the most outrageous things, and I've seen that several times.
You know why the fans are looking at? They're looking at the money situation. They're probably going to think he's not worth that much money, but we don't have a left tackle. We don't even have a right tackle. We don't have a good center. So, hey, you got to pay somebody somewhere. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game. Yeah. You got to put your money where you think you need the most and wish for the best. I mean, we don't know we didn't know Bosa and D4 ever since he joined us. He's been injured. But when we got those guys injured, oh man, then we had linebacker issues. But we're just 3 to 4 positions away, man, to go back to the ship. And everybody needs to get off of that. They're not spending any money. That's part of the salary cap.
Not the kind of money 49er fans talk about. Because that's why I get a kick out of get rid of Jimmy G. We'll save this much money. Get Deshaun Watson. What? Where is it? Oh my! How much you think Deshaun Watson's getting paid? He gets paid $10 million next year, and he gets this up. So we got 2 years. What's he get after that? $35 million. Oh! Nick Bosa's contract expires about that time. Then what?
Yeah.
See, this is like why I don't like.
Yes. Then what? But Deshaun Watson hasn't won anything, and he had a decent one. But we don't need a Deshaun Watson. We just need to up the O-line, put some players in certain positions that we need them, and we should be okay. Jimmy G doesn't have the ball. In the NFL, it goes from high school, you have 7 seconds. You go to college, you have 4 to 5. You go to pros, it's 3 seconds. So
and G's release is 2.5, but he does need at least 3 seconds.
Any good quarterback that's having. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. He was getting the ball. I think it was like 2.4 seconds. And then when his line started, no more time. He fell. Then they started losing. So
and that's going to happen no matter who.
Man. I don't mind Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy gets a bad rap, but you know what? He wins, and that's the only thing I care about. Hey, Chester, great to meet you, man. Tell you what, can you get back here Wednesday? I'll be looking for you.
Yes, okay, of course. No problem, Ronbo. Hey, but shout out to all of our 49er Empire fans out there. Be proud. We're always till next year, brother. All right, Ronbo.
Ooh,
thank you again, man.
Talk
we'll
you
see
later.
you Wednesday. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Night.
Bye-bye.
And hey, Jesus.
Yo, what's cracking, Ronbo?
Hey, so I need to report Mos Mech. He's actually been, I think he's been contacting people and threatening to kill them. So, we may have to check into that. Damn.
Man, he ain't going to do nothing, man. He ain't going to do nothing.
That's what I would tell everybody. Mos Mech does not know where you live or where you're at, so ignore his threats to come and kill you. And besides that, from what he says, he ain't got no money. He can't buy no bullets anyway. Just clown.
I'll bitch up his ass, man. He ain't gonna do shit. But anyway, Ronbo, real quick, man. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Eddie E, the homies in the chat, Tommy, Avatar, my homie Flores, and just Chad Garrison, everybody in the chat, my homie Sean and Ronbo. I'd like to give a shout out to you.
Thanks, man. Always appreciate that.
But yeah, here to talk about 49er football, I feel like I really feel like if Jimmy G gets it together, the 49er players always say, "Oh, we win games with Jimmy G's out there."
And they do.
And, I kind of believe that. But I kind of don't at the same time.
How come? The record says he does.
The record does, but it's kind of like, I'm not going to, I do agree with you what you said earlier. Oh, like, you guys don't see the good. You guys only see the bad, right? You know,
every time
you
I
said
talk
that
to a
earlier
hater,
during the Chiefs game.
look at that throw. He's
Yeah.
always throwing INTs. He always falls under pressure. Name me a quarterback in the NFL that just from beginning to end flawless, no mistakes, never gets into trouble, never just does anything wrong, never gets sacked. I said, God, Jimmy gets this, and he's defined by every mistake. That's wrong on so many levels. But go ahead. Go ahead and finish that. Sorry.
I just believe that if Jimmy G could just release the ball faster and just be more mobile in the pocket, like let him scramble. Because when Jimmy G scrambled in the 2017 season, and, he did a little bit of that in the 2018 season before he got hurt.
Yeah, he does the same thing.
All I got to say,
as Aaron Rodgers, they know how to move away from pressure. But with Kyle, I'm starting to wonder, is it Kyle or is it Jimmy? Because they both stand there and they wait for those roots to develop. And this is Kyleism.
It's Kyle Shanahan's play calling.
What's his style? That's how he's
Kyle
coaching.
Shanahan's play calling. It's the way how he coaches. Yeah. He should look into, what do we need to do for Jimmy G? First things first, he needs a better offensive line.
And he's been trying to get wide receivers. This is another. It's a 3-point equation. Jimmy needs time to throw. He only needs about 3 seconds. He's got a quick release. He's lightning quick. And he needs receivers that can gain separation quickly and get into position. When that timing route comes around and the ball is there, that receiver needs to be there. That's why when you've seen Emmanuel Sanders in there, why things all of a sudden got smoother. But I think Ayuk and Debo are ready.
Oh, Debo and Ayuk are most definitely ready. Jimmy G can now say, I got receivers now. Because when you first came in there, he didn't have the best receivers. I feel like we have better receivers now than when you first came in on the team.
Much better. Much
he had
better.
Pierre Garçon, and he had Marquise Goodwin, and he had Lewis Murphy and Trent Taylor. Now he has Debo Samuel, George Kittle, even though he had George Kittle when he first entered. But
George was at the start in 2017, interesting. George
he doesn't
became
throw it
famous
to George
in
Kittle,
2018.
though. That's the thing. He doesn't throw it to George Kittle,
Not in
He
2017.
always tries to look for Debo. He always tries to look for Debo.
Last year.
He didn't use Ayuk. He didn't really use Ayuk either. Who used Ayuk was Nick Mullen.
He only played how many games did Jimmy play this year?
I think Jimmy only played 9 games or
Did he
8.
play 9 games? No.
Yeah.
Jimmy, he came in week 2
Jimmy
and he
only played
missed
9 or
about
8
6
games.
weeks. No, that can't be possible. He comes in, he goes out after week 2, takes out about a month, or 2 or 3 weeks at least. Comes back for another couple of games. Because he played against the Jets half game. He came back against the Rams. I know he played against the Patriots. Was that Jimmy in there with the Dolphins? So Jimmy played about 5 games. There's no way he played 8 games, though. That I'm sure of. That's too many.
He also played Seattle when he got hurt.
He played Seattle. That's 6. 5, 6.
He played like 6 or 7 games.
Max.
My bad.
Maybe. But anyway, half games, and he was on a bad ankle all year. There's another thing. People are judging him off that last year high ankle sprain season. I said, come on, man. You going to tell me that you're going to call a judgment on that? You ever had a high ankle sprain before? Because I don't know what that feels like. But from what I heard, it's not comfortable. And as a quarterback, I got to plant and throw. Oh. So,
Well, yeah, injuries are part of the game. I understand that. Jimmy G, if Jimmy G could stay healthy on the field, I want to see what more. I want to see what Jimmy G can actually do. I don't want to hear these what ifs and, he only played 5 games in 2017. He only played like 3 in 2018. He played the full-on season last year. We went to the Super Bowl. And this year he only played like 6 games and, he missed half of them. So I don't know what a full healthy on Jimmy G could do. Is a full on healthy Jimmy G going to get us back into playoffs?
With
it's
the team,
way more to it, Ronbo. Like if Jimmy G could release the ball like a split second faster and be more like
more
I gotta tell you,
scrambling and more mobile in the pocket.
one thing Jimmy's got is a quick release. Now, what has to happen, though, guys got to be in position for the throw. See, this is why it's not a one-way thing. Jimmy can throw that ball probably faster than 2.5, but there needs to be a receiver that's running his route as they do in practice. Everything's got to come together. It can't be just one or the other. You can't have the wide receiver standing throwing his arms up there saying, where's the ball? And you can't have the quarterback standing back there waiting for you to finish that route. It's a whole network.
Oh, you're right. You can't defend a quarterback forever, and I get that. But at the same time, if he senses a blitz is going to come in, how come he doesn't make it into like an audible? How come he can't already read the defense? How come he can't read the defense and see that, oh, they're going to come in and blitz?
These are things they got to go over in practice.
It's kind of like,
and they got to get that done.
So,
since we ran out of time, the clock goes by really fast sometimes when I get in conversations. I don't know what happened, but I'm getting all kind of hell from the production. Let's see you midweek, okay? Okay. Guys, if you get cut off tonight, it's not me. But there is a time limit. We're trying to keep it down to that time limit. So I say we got to go. We probably got to go. Phil!
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, man, are you watching the news? Have the 49ers traded Jimmy G to Texas yet?
Not going to happen.
Because the people yelling.
Hello?
Please don't do that.
Hello? You there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just asking about Jimmy G. I was just joking. But Phil, go ahead. What's going on? And my running back, is that a good idea?
I mean, the thing is, we're all talking about draft choices.
Yeah.
And we got to think about free agency before we start talking about draft choices, because we don't know if Nick Bosa is going to be healthy at the beginning of the season. If he is, then that means we probably won't draft an edge. We don't know if we're going to be able to sign Ronald Blair. That's a possibility.
Well, yeah,
if we get Nick Bosa healthy and Ronald Blair in camp, then we're probably not going to draft an edge.
But Salah's taking Ronnie Blair away from us. Hopefully he leaves us Kerry Hyder.
I'm not so sure that Blair will go with Salah.
Yeah. And also
not
Blair,
so sure.
Yeah, well, you got a good point. He may appreciate where he got drafted.
The other thing is, you say we don't have money. We're 13th in cap space out 13th? Of 32 teams.
Okay.
13th.
I like that. We're not at the bottom.
Phil, when you look at the teams, like, for example, take New Orleans. They're $99 million over the cap. $99 million. The Rams are $30 million over the cap.
How do you pay
the penalty? Players.
Oh, you got to get down below the cap. I was like, how do you get the penalty? Would down. Be, isn't it a dollar for dollar penalty?
The penalty is they got to cut players. So there's going to be a lot of players on free agent when they get down to cap room, unless the cap space goes up, which I doubt. So at $175 million, most of these teams are over the cap, and they're going to have to cut players. We're under the cap by $13 million.
So we're
and we can easily probably.
And we're going to get rid of some people too.
Probably add about $10 million or more to that cap space by just, let's say D Ford can't play. Cut your losses, get your $6-7 million in cap space, and just go. Or there's things like that. Jimmy's contract, you probably could give him down to $21-22 million. Save yourself $5 million.
Easily.
You might be able to get him,
go for that.
Yeah, he'd be comparable with guys like David Carr. That echelon of quarterbacks. Which, that's what those guys are making. Mm-hmm. So you probably can get some money at other places. I mean, they already got Gold to reduce his contract. So, I think that's why they're confident as far as free agency goes. The market's going to drop because people aren't going to spend money because they don't have cap space. And so players are going to get, this next year is going to be a cheap numbers. Now, as far as Trent Williams, you got to sign him. You have to sign him. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you just can't let him go.
He's the only left tackle. Or else, if you don't sign him, number one draft pick, left tackle.
Yeah. It's
and
one
quit
or the other.
talking about everything else.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. And I'd rather sign Trent Williams, get him for a 5-year contract, give him, like $40 million signing bonus, so it's spread out over 5 years. And so the later years he's getting paid more, but he's not going to take about $8 million in the first year and then go from there. You can manage it that way.
I have a feeling all those guys will go for that. They know the situation. You want to go play for another team? Do you really want to go play for another? And look at, like you mentioned, Phil, there's not a lot of teams with a lot of money to throw around right now. So, you might as well take your chances here. And you can trust us.
I mean, we've got more cap space than every team in our division. So,
even the Cardinals?
No. Yes, we're they're at $7 million in cap space, and we're at 13. So
I feel better about our situation already.
Don't sweat it. We're in good shape. It's just that the pandemic just killed
everything.
Fans, and so it killed everybody.
Phil
killed everybody's
everything.
Got to deal with this.
Yeah. God.
So, but not signing Trent Williams is not
an option.
Reality. That's number one priority by far. And what we get in the draft will probably be, a corner, and then possibly a safety to replace Tart. Possibly we need a center, and we need a right guard. I mean, part of McGlinchey's problem is he's having new guys coming right next to him every game.
Yeah, I realize that. You got to have continuity on your offensive line. You really do. A bunch of guys getting together playing for offensive line, that is probably going to be sloppy. Or, boy, that's asking a lot. They tried.
So, and as far as running backs, every time we've taken an undrafted free agent, Raheem, Wilson,
he becomes a star.
Hasty, and becomes a star. And why would you take a first-round pick and put it in a running back?
Not the first round, but maybe Najee could drop to the second round. I just want to know what that's like to have a Bama running back to join our crew and what that look like. Because I don't think TC's coming back.
You like speed.
I do like speed.
You like a speedy guy.
Oh.
But anyway, Ronbo, I just wanted to say that, we got to worry about free agents, signing a few guys. If we can get Blair on the cheap, if Bosa's healthy, that would free up a lot of, needs for us. Sign Verrett, and you're going to probably need a safety, or Moore's going to be the guy with Ward.
Oh, that's right. And they've talked about that.
So,
Phil, next show. You're right. Let's get the horse out in front of the carriage. I'm gonna get your list ready. Next time we get it together, who stays and who goes. Because those are decisions. Those are the hard decisions.
Depends upon what other teams. But I think the Niners want to sign these guys.
Of course they do.
Williams, Brett. I would like to see. Mosley will stay because he's a tender restricted free agent, so you just have to give him a second round tender, and he'll be on the team relatively cheap. So, and then we got to worry about depth too, because everybody's going to have depth problems because they're going to have to cut all the guys. So there's going to be a lot of guys out there wanting the league minimum for 1 year, and then just go from there. So
that's why we might be okay. The NFL's not going to drop the cap to the point that it kills the business. Phil, I say it doesn't drop any lower than 190.
So right now it's at 175, and that's what the league has said. So
they haven't set it in stone yet, though. But we're going to run out of time.
It's not set in stone.
Yeah, so it might get flexed when they realize what's going to do to them.
They got to know that pretty soon. Phil, but anyway, Ronbo, I just wanted to mention that. We're not in that bad a shape.
All right. I like that. All right, Phil. I'll see you in the middle of the week, okay?
Be positive.
I am. I'm feeling better already after talking
to you,
as usual.
I'm going to call in more often because you get guys from the zoo calling in. I got to fill that spot.
Good. I don't know how many more times you're going to do that. God, that was just rude. All right. All right. Talk to you later.
You take care.
You
All
too.
Right, bye.
Night. Midday. And James, Come on in, James.
What's up, Ronbo?
James, I'm sitting here just.
How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing all right. You know, I'm fielding calls from people from Missouri that James, they feel like they have a right to call here. I'm amazed at what's going on in Missouri. And also, James, you know what? I think we talked about this before, too. A running back, prime-time running back out of school, what would you look like? Because I know we can make a running back out of just about anybody that the people who go out and find these guys know what they can do. But to look at a premier running back like Naji Harris, I got a rush off of that. Says Naji Harris next to Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. Knowing that we go through a minimum of 4 running backs a year, he gets some playing time. But James, let me stop and say hello to you. James, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing, man? Thank you and your staff for all that you do. I thank God that we're still in the land of the living, and I wish everyone the same, and may they be blessed. And let's get down to some business now. Old boy calling from Mizzou, okay? Total miscreant. You need to find a way to block him. Him and the other little fella that was laying on his bed or something that was calling in talking about he's so glad Pittsburgh lost recently. And, you know, that makes it, man, listen. Don't even waste your time talking to them, man. This ain't a channel for no doggone Chiefs. This ain't a channel but for one team. It's called the San Francisco 49ers. So for all you listeners that don't know, I'm like the side man with Ronbo. I'm letting you know right now, you're not wanted. None of that content you're calling on here about you're in such a good place. What you showed me today is the same thing that happened to us in the Super Bowl. Roger Goodell has got them refs paid off. If that was not an illegal hit by Sorensen, when he hit that kid Higgins going in the end zone, leg with a helmet. But they didn't happen to see it, though. They see no other part of his body hit this man except for the helmet. And then they standing over there in a huddle, you know, it's a touchback. Didn't even call a personal foul on the guy. Okay,
they were taking that phone call from Goodell. Yep,
that's right, and that's why they making them ridiculous commercials with some Mark and Marcus that don't know how to take a. Neither one of them can figure out how to go in their pocket and take $5 out and open up the gas cap to the car. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. They are, listen, they had a 2021 version of Dumb and Dumber, okay? In 2021. That's what they are, okay? And now, you know, it's like, but, you know, listen, man, I'll tell you one thing. I don't think we draft no running back that high in the first round. I don't know now, fantasy. But I've never seen them do that. In all their years when some top guys were out there. They just didn't do it. And so, nah, because at the end of the day, you know, running backs are like, they're the last of his worries on his football teams. They've always been. They took guys that were undrafted free agents and they turned them into these Hall of Famers, man. That's what they've done. That's the precedent.
I know you're the guy to ask this question. What round did Terrell Owens get pulled?
Terrell Owens was actually picked, I believe it was in the 6th round as a special teams player.
Hall of Fame.
He was drafted as a special teams player for Mike Shanahan.
I know.
Okay? And you see what happened. They noticed on the, it could have been, I believe, between the 4th and the 6th. Don't hold me to it, I think so. But I know he was drafted for special teams by the Broncos and Mike Shanahan. And what happened was, once he got in the system, that's when it all started with the running backs coach Bobby Turner. That was the first door opener with Bobby Turner. Okay, and Terrell Davis wound up going in the Hall of Fame because of Bobby Turner. That's why I'm telling you. I think that's very much not in Shanahan's. You know, and matter of fact, Bobby Turner is the one who's going to determine that. Because Kyle will go to him in a minute and be like, look, you've been with me all the way since back when I was doggone carrying a backpack in high school. What do we do? Well, Kyle, I'll tell you what. They got this boy in such and such school. I want to bring him in.
Yeah.
Okay? He didn't even get drafted. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, really. Hungry and malleable, and I can teach him. And they do.
The 4 years that they have been there, have you seen them draft one running back?
And got rid of Carlos Hyde, who was a drafted running back.
I take that back. Joe Williams, I take that back. Joe Williams was a third-round draft pick for Kyle the first year that never played.
And it failed.
Okay?
Damn.
And it failed. Okay? It failed. But everybody else that's been in there, Raheem Mostert came from another team, Jeff Wilson Jr., UDFA, Jermichael Hasty, UDFA, the list goes on. I mean, Carlos Hyde was there when they got there. Okay, what's his name? Harbaugh drafted Carlos Hyde. Okay, so they don't. That's something that is very, very rarely that they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I've been hearing the rumblings about. I'm telling you, I know as many people that are on the Trent Williams bandwagon. I'm telling you right now, whatever offer they made him, they're not. I don't think they're going to budge because at the end of the day, there's too many other holes to fill, and the kind of money he's asking. I mean, yeah, he's a good left tackle, but an extremely great one. Go back and look at the tape from this year. Here's a telltale sign why the contract is not as fruitful as he's demanding. Do you remember in so many games why they stopped running the ball to the left side of the field? Where your premier left tackle is supposed to be blocking. Why did we stop running it in multiple games, Ronbo, to the left side of the field?
James, I don't remember, because I don't remember exactly. I wasn't paying attention all the time as to which way they're going, right or left. But you told me about that last time, and it was because Trent was getting abused.
Most of the zone cut reads are for a running back to go to the right with the offensive line flowing to the right, and he's going to cut it right back to the left.
Against the grain. Okay? They do that a lot, yeah.
Against the grain. Now, they threw a lot of smoke screens out in to Debo to the left side of the field, but it was already a tight end and another receiver over there blocking for him, and the back would be coming out of the backfield blocking for him.
And that, of course, is by design. James, we got to stop, though. Let me see it midweek, James. Save some of that good stuff, will you?
All right, man. Be blessed. Try to stay COVID-free if you can, and good luck to the Bills next week. I'm a native New Yorker, born in New York, but at the end of the day, I ain't rooting for no Giants, and I surely ain't rooting for no Chiefs. I know one thing. I hope and pray that Patrick Mahomes can be able to walk on his own by next week, because if he can't, and he's still walking around airheaded, and I guess it's Chad Henney's show. But anyway, 9-5, 9 for life. Thank you for what you do, Ronbo. Be blessed. And bang, bang, Niner gang. Shout out to my homie down in the south end of the Garden State. Be blessed and have a great evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, James. Have a great day. All right. Bye-bye. And Collie Young says T.O. was drafted in the 3rd round, not the 6th. Terrell Owens. Oh, yeah. I forgot there's more than one famous T.O. I said Terrell Owens. No. He's talking about Terrell. Wait. Terrell. What's Terrell's last name? Wait a minute. Got me confused now. Anyway, we got that straight. Thanks, Collie, for that contribution as well. Stev! Come on in, Stev! From the
what up, Ronbo?
Stev.
Yes, sir.
Well, Stev, the subject matter tonight, I was fantasizing what would our backfield look like with Najee. But everybody's pretty much made me know that is not going to happen, Ronbo. And I kind of knew it.
Well,
Well,
no, I'm going to disagree, though. I mean, there's more possibilities than us just sitting at the position we're in. We could trade back. We could do a lot of things, which makes Najee available. You never know. So I think it's a possibility, and especially you put in the factor that I don't think Jerick McKinnon's coming back.
I don't either. TC either.
I don't know if TC exactly. So,
they had TC had a 2-year contract, Unless he's willing to come back for $1 million or something.
I think TC would probably, if he comes back, he's going to be on a very low wage, and then I don't think Jerick comes back though.
Yeah.
Or at least he don't come back for that price because that dude is getting overpaid badly.
And I wonder if he's ever going to be able to beat Jerick McKinnon again. There was no explosion last year in his step. Every now and then he looked like he was quick, but he wasn't Jerick McKinnon anymore.
He wasn't what his salary says. Let's just say that.
And then there's that. But remember, he took a big cut. I think Jerick.
Did he?
Yeah, he took a huge cut. I forgot how much he played, but it was nothing.
Okay.
But still, he needs a contract again. So what are you going to give him, and what would he accept? And you're right. Jared, here's what we got offered. He said, well, never mind.
Yeah, he needs it. Well, let's just say he don't need to be getting paid more than Raheem Mostert. That's all I could say.
And Raheem feels the same way. That's what. Remember the rift they had over the offseason? Mostert felt like he should be getting paid more, and because who was the other? Oh, he thought he should be getting paid at least as much as TC, and he was right. He was definitely right.
Oh, he was most definitely right. Yeah. But I mean, the Alabama kid, or he will be dangerous. But yeah, it's fun to think about, fun to fantasize about.
Yeah, that would be something.
And then I've been seeing this Trent Williams stuff, Ronbo.
A lot of people starting to talk about that. People are leaning away from Jimmy and going toward Trent now. Grant Cohn did a whole show the other day saying, I saw the title. I didn't hear what they're saying, but the title was, the 49ers shouldn't pay Trent Williams. I said, what? Whoa, really? But what do you think? What were you going to say? Because James doesn't think so either.
Well, if he wants too much, okay, so here's my whole thing, okay? I got a lot, but so I think our main focus this year in the offseason, I think where the most holes and questions is going to be our defensive backs. We have 2 of them in the free agency, and we have 1 definitely not coming back, which is Richard Sherman. He's not coming back.
You made that clear. No questioning that.
K'Wan Williams and Jason Verrett are possibilities they come back, and most likely if we figure it out. So that needs to be our focus. And Akello. I'll add Akello to that category because I think we need to bring him back too.
Only because of his familiarity with the system, and he's serviceable. You don't want to depend on him, but if you're in a pinch, you can bring Akello in because he knows what we're doing, and he is. Steph, would you agree that he's improving a bit? He has his days.
He played his way back onto the team those last few weeks or whatever those last few games he started.
Can't hold one mistake as the whole thing. He did a good job most of the time.
And he did. I thought he did a great job compared to what we used to see from Akello. And especially from being in the doghouse to come back and not wuss out and show up how he did. I thought he did great.
Strong mind, you're right. And DK Metcalf hates him, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I love that. But in terms of I'll try to make it fast. In terms of Trent Williams, so that what I was bringing up the DBs about, I think that needs to be our main focus where the money's going. But if Trent Williams wants too much, I don't think we pay him. Reason being is because what happened to Sean Coleman?
He's still here. He didn't want to play because of COVID, but yeah, he's back. I guess next year.
Isn't he a serviceable option?
Yeah, no, he's not bad at all. I guess he's coming back.
So it's not like it's Trent Williams or nothing. That's what I'm thinking. It's not like it's Trent Williams or nothing.
I forgot about that. Good point.
And yeah. So that's right. And I just want to say this about the dudes with, saying you can't blame Jimmy because he has injuries. Well, why are we attacking our O-line then when half of them were injured this year? See, there's this double, we didn't have our starting center and our 2 guards were interchangeable every other week. So, I just want to.
Jimmy's not getting any love. I think his mom, and a couple other people are giving him a break, but nobody else is. So Jimmy's not getting any breaks. And the O-line, it's not their fault either. They're getting hurt. Rustin Richburg, though, he really does need a backup. And now Garland took out the whole year. My God, that's a very important position on this team.
See, that's what I mean. We kind of have to, when we're freaking out about our O-line, I'm just going to say, you guys relax, because just relax. I think our O-line is okay. Listen, we went to the Super Bowl with that O-line.
Well, not that one.
So
but,
I don't.
But we did go.
Well, not the injury when they were healthy.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. They ranked it when they were healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think we need to worry about the O-line too much. Where we're freaking out about it. So that's all I'm saying. I think the DBs are.
I think we just want a couple of solid guys. DBs is definitely priority one, though. But I think we just want a couple of guys that could come. McKivitz, maybe he'll be ready this year. You just don't want that guy from Detroit to come in and fill in and be the turnstile he is.
I think this year was actually a good thing in disguise for the O-line because those guys got a lot of reps and so it could be a good thing in the end.
Mm-hmm. And somehow Tomlinson stays on the field. It's hard to get him off the field. I think Tomlinson may be the most durable guy we got. He does not come off the field. So we're going to see. And McGlinchey, people hate him, but McGlinchey stays out there.
At least he's available. I hate the dude. I mean, good God. Because there's a thing of getting beat, but like when you get beat the way he does, it just looks ugly. It just looks worse.
No.
For some reason, he just makes it look worse.
He's going to get better next year because everybody talked about him. Every time we got in those press conferences, it made me laugh so hard. He sat down getting pissed off, waiting for somebody to say something. Still, we got to go. Hey, I'll see you midweek, okay? If you get a chance.
All right, Ronbo. All right, for sure.
Night,
wait, you going to be back Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
You're going to be back Wednesday?
Wednesday for sure. All right.
All right, take care.
You too. Hey, John.
Ronbo!
John, the program started off with me and my fantasy of having Naji, but I can't stop belching and I haven't even been drinking. I've been pretty much put in my place. The least of our worries is Naji Harris. We don't need running backs. But I don't know, John, can you feel me when I say I love to see a polished, legitimate SEC running back come to San Francisco and join our guys. But the Shanahans are not about to spend any big, high round picks on running backs. I know that. So, but what do you think?
Well, first, Ronbo, I wasn't going to call back because I spoke to you on the during the game.
Oh, that's right. That was you during the game, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I want to say this before we start off with the conversation. Like I was watching the chat, and you got these guys who like to hide behind a computer, and I was talking about this with my pops early in the morning, that there are people who just love to cause problems, and for me, I can care less about these people. These people are, like you say, trolls. But if any person is going to be like, I'm going to be threatening you or your fans, I'm going to call and stand up for the 49er fans. Even when we disagree, no person should ever say to a person that I'm going to hurt you because your team is trash and my team's going to go to the Super Bowl. No, we don't do that. It's done. If you're going to continue to do that, I'm going to call in and I'm going to check you guys. And for the 49er fans, we disagree about everything. I'm here for your voice, too. I don't want no one telling you, that they're going to, mess you up and whatnot. I know you guys don't need me, but I'm here just to put a little bit of voice of reason. These people are little trolls. You can hide under your computer, just like the old school style. Come to my face. If you have something negative to say it to my face. If you're a coward, hide behind a computer. Real people don't do that. So I just wanted to say that, Rumble. Hopefully those, people, they should be kicked out. They shouldn't, be here. This is 49er fans. We love our team. You love the team. We disagree. Now to the question about the running back. Anything is possible. He's a good running back. But at the end of the day, the 49ers have to address offensive line and the secondary. Imagine if we had, just like the Jets and the Jaguars, multiple first rounds. Then we can be a little bit less conservative and be more picky on what we want. But we're very limited in
our early picks. We have a lot of late picks. And it doesn't really matter. Like, if they draft them, don't draft them, it doesn't really matter. The 49ers are going to always find talent in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Because those are our great stars. Our great stars, because a lot of these teams, they devalue these players. Oh, he went to this school. It's not Alabama. He went to that school. It's not Ohio State. There are a lot of schools. Like George Kittle, he went to Iowa. Oh, that's not Ohio State. Fred Warner, he went to BYU. Oh, that's not Stanford or USC. It doesn't matter. If you're a good athlete, yes, not everyone can go to Alabama or Ohio State, but there are other great programs, and that's why these football coaches develop these players. And just like I forget who says this, the later draft picks, they work harder than the first rounders because they've always been to small schools. They've always had to earn it. These like top high school players that go to these big programs. Yeah. They've always been in the winning programs. So when they go to a losing,
entitled prima donnas, exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I like John Lynch. He's developing players that struggled. Jimmy Garoppolo, he went to East Illinois. Nobody knows that school. He broke Tony Romo and Coach Payton because he was a quarterback at that school. It's hard to do that, to break two players that were in that college and are in the NFL. So yes, he may not be like those quarterbacks like that went to big programs. Plus the big program quarterbacks like Mac Jones, I worry about him because he's been in a winning culture. He's had great receivers that are going in the first round. Of course, the running back and great defense. But put him in a team, can he take over a team with very little talent? So that's why, you have to look at these prospects at the quarterback, those who want the Jimmy G replacement. What have they done? What schools, what competition versus, this quarterback is undefeated, At the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan is always going to find running backs even when nobody wants them.
Yeah, that's
Mostert,
Shanahan tradition.
He was cut out of these 5 teams.
Well, I know we're never going to get one of those guys. I said, man, it wouldn't be interesting if we get one of those premier running backs out of Bama. Bama's just a factory for top-end NFL running backs. It's just crazy. So I just want to know what we look like with one of those.
Yeah, the running backs from Alabama, have had very successful, careers. And, if you would like a top running back, I would probably go to that school to get the best running
Georgia.
back. But at the end of the day, I trust our coach. He's going to find a running back that we don't want or nobody wants.
Make him into a star.
They're going to take over Mostert's job, and then in 5 years, going to take over that guy's job. So when it comes to running backs, you can always find a running back. It's the easiest position to evaluate. It's just that no team wants to invest in the first round. That's why running backs have been going like below 25.
Near second round or third round. And those are the best that you're talking about, too. The other guys can wait till the 4th and 5th rounds. They're just not the guys anymore in the NFL. They were once upon a time, but not now. It's all about the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one quick thing. I got to confess something. I'm the guy, that 49er Ultimate Report guy. So if anybody saw in the chat, the things I wrote, I started the channel. Like I said, I thank you, Ronbo. I have a lot of things. I would like to talk more. There's a lot of people who want to talk to you. So I made my channel. If anybody wants to check it out, listen to my thoughts, even if you don't like my things, I think we can come together, all 49ers together. We can grow, this community bigger and bigger. And, like I said, Rumble, thank you very much. You gave me a platform. I owe you so much. So hopefully,
John,
any of you were going to check it out. Thanks.
Well, tell us, give us the address. What is your channel? Can you just click on what are you going by? What's your handle?
So basically, the channel is 49er Ultimate Reports.
You're 49er Ultimate Report. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying you were talking to 49er Ultimate. Oh, there you go. 49er Ultimate Report. Yeah, I've seen you in there. I didn't know that was you, John. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like, basically, like, I look at the best topics, like, I take away all the garbage stuff, and I put all the great stories, and I upload it. So anybody who wants to check it out, like, get your news, get, unbiased stuff. It even lets me know if I'm doing a good job. Because, like I said, I want my channel not to be about me, about the people who want 49er news. And
all
I
right,
thank
John.
you, Ronbo.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you very
All
much.
right. We're going to go. We're going to run out of time. But listen, we'll see you midweek in 49er Ultimate Challenge. All right.
Report.
All right. I've seen you a million times.
49er Ultimate Report.
All right.
All right,
I'm going to make a note.
Ronbo, 49ers.
All right, John. 49er Ultimate Report. You got it. All right, fam. Enjoy your day. Hey, George. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. It's automatic reaction. George, come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I would have been better. Being the season's over, basically, you can't get mad about the Chiefs continuing on. I actually feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. I want to see the Chiefs lose, but I actually felt sorry for him when he was laying there and he tried to stand up and didn't even know who it was or where. As one person said, they asked Patrick, the reason they know he's had a concussion, they asked Patrick in the blue tent, who are you? And he said, I'm Batman. We got some cruel fans, George. Who did that? Who take responsibility? Who did that? Made me laugh. But anyway, I want to see him be able to get out there. I want him to get beat. I don't want Kenny to get beat. I want Mahomes to lose. So anyway, but George, enough about them. How are you doing?
Well, actually, to touch on that, I mean, that was just Mahomes, and look how the whole energy changed, with the fans, with everybody, the game. Now imagine if they lost Hill at the same time, and then they lost Kelsey, and then they lost, a couple offensive guys. That game would have been over. Or they're like our season.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I wanted to give a shout out to Phil. Always comes in with great content. James as well, and then just the last caller as well. I mean, they always come out with good stuff. Phil had a major point. First, we got to go through free agency before we can get to the draft.
The draft, yeah.
And,
then we'll know better what we need to draft, exactly.
This whole Trent Williams thing, I mean, if he's asking for too much, and, like we said, we gave him a chance. The doctors here actually helped him out with this cancer thing and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, he doesn't want to. In the free agency, Alejandro Villanueva from the Steelers is going to be a free agent. He's a left tackle. He's, I'm sure he's a leader of men. He was a captain in the Army. So
what's his
that
name
would
again?
be a good pickup.
What's his name?
Alejandro Villanueva.
Yeah, I saw him on a special program, I think, for Latino players in the NFL.
Yeah.
And him,
and the dude is solid.
He's
the
still
dude is
playing
solid.
too.
He's it's projected that he might get $15 million a year, which is a lot less than Trent. And with those extra
7 more,
you got to realize that there's certain players who get only $2-3 million a year, so that can get you 2 to 3 other players. There's also some tackles that are coming out. That dude Mac that they say that I know he's older, he's a center, but he knows how to read and all
if we could get Alex
the
Mack,
defensive line, so
we don't hesitate, because offensive linemen can last a little bit longer than everybody else. We really do need Alex Mack. He made Matty Ice who he is.
Yeah, so once we address the free agency and get our signings, because if we don't sign everybody we think we're going to sign, there's going to be other people out there, and then after that we can talk about the draft. That's why I agreed with Phil.
And he's right. And you know what? Also, like what Phil mentioned, nobody's just loaded with money. So the 49ers aren't any more danger than most teams. If we're number 13, how many teams below us are scared? And teams, who's that? Did he say 90 mil over the cap? What are the Chiefs? They got to be somewhere in that area, too.
Touching back on the Chiefs and the Chiefs caller that called, they're like that, man. They like to rub it in the face. My girlfriend, she's originally from Missouri, and her dad texted her and told her to tell me that that they were gonna make it. So,
you if you're like me, you and your girlfriend been together for a while?
Yeah, 6 years.
I would have said, "Hey, listen, tell your pops, call me directly." He doesn't even. I want to talk to him too. I can see me not getting all burnt up.
Yeah.
God, that's just cold.
But to that caller, he said that why do we hate on Hill? I want to tell you something. Tyreek Hill shouldn't have played that season when we went to the Super Bowl. That's the year that he
broke his baby's arm.
Had charges broke his little kid's arm. And that NFL memes thing I follow on Instagram, they made a video because he actually pushed a trainer or something, some sort of coach, on the sideline in today's game.
Oh, no, about Kareem,
said,
oh, no, Tyreek Hill.
I don't know. He pushed someone.
Sorry.
Oh,
right.
Tyreek Hill pushed someone. And then
somebody said he was
they
joking.
put on the Instagram, they put Tyreek Hill when he sees his kid.
I don't know what's going on in Kansas City because I'm still pissed off at Kareem Hunt. What that thing that he did with the girl, I mean, what did you just do, man? You don't, God, are you serious? Oh.
Yeah.
So, I can't handle that. That's fine. We don't have any of those kind of guys. I'm okay. They'll get it.
And on your fantasy for the running back, I get it, Ronbo. It's like we will fantasize about getting many players, in here and how they would work. But yeah, I mean, the dude is good. Imagine if he's that good, imagine what Shanahan can make him be.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, he's that good. There's one kind of clay quality and there's another kind of clay, but this Najee, Bay Area boy, comes back to Cali, plays for the 49ers, and is headlining the backfield. And I still want Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., but I'd love to see Najee come back and be the stud. God. Because I got friends in Antioch and in that part of the East Bay, So I think, man, that'd be solid, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, you just need a running back that can block.
He's good at that.
That's why I also would want Gore. I've said it before. Just because he's a beast, he's a monster, and he knows how to block.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I know that you have another callers. So I'm gonna let you go, Ronbo.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, George.
I wanted to give a little call in.
Okay, appreciate it
telling
too.
you I agree with some of those guys.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Have a good night.
Get him. You too, George. Talk to you later.
All right, man.
Oh, Nigel.
What up, Ronbo?
Nigel, Naji Harris. You can't. Every year after watching a championship game, there's always 2 or 3 guys that you said, "Wow, be nice if we could get him into camp and see how good he is." Does that game translate to the NFL? You look at Mac Jones. I said, you know what? That dude, that's Kyle's style. Look out! If Jones drops too far down, Kyle will bring him in. They could definitely watch. We'll find out later. Kyle Shanahan interviewed Mac. I told you guys. I knew it. I don't know what kind of conversation they had or what's going to be the result, but I told you he likes that guy. So
Yeah. Well, a few shows ago, I was actually talking about Naji Harris on the chat because I was watching him play.
Right.
I've watched him play off and on throughout the whole year, and that kid he's a beast. He's almost as big as
Derek Hill,
the guy from Tennessee.
Derek Henry. He's 6'2".
Yeah, there you go. He's
230.
230.
Wow!
Yeah, and
wow.
he's athletic.
He's fast.
The guy
too.
was over there he was jumping over defenders, man. I mean, the guy is
You can see that picture.
Hell.
They got that picture captured. Man.
So I don't know what their plans are in the draft, but I know we got a couple of 3rd-round picks, and wouldn't it be something if he fell past the 2nd round to the 3rd, and we were right there, we could snag him up, man. I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
if I'm sitting there watching the draft, oh, we got Najee's still on the board. Oh, Kyle, please, you know, and then of course he picks somebody else.
Yeah, probably.
The Shanahans don't.
He's gonna be another Derrick Henry. I feel like he's a bit more athletic though. He's not as fat. He's not like super fast, but he has some athleticism to him. He has he's a beast of a running back. So we'll see how that goes there. But I don't know if we should get him in the second round. I don't know about that. But if he was to go to the third round, I think us having a couple of third round picks, why not, man?
I tell you,
not
right?
have a bruiser like that?
Yeah, I want to see what a big, strong guy, and he runs the stretch pretty well because, in fact, they wish he would use that size and strength, but Najee likes to hit the curves. They like for him to be more north-south, but Najee, he likes to hit the curves. You like to hit the curves, Najee? We got a zone stretch you gonna love, dude. You know, so.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, that's our strong suit anyway with our current offensive line is they all like to run block. So, a big running back like that, geez, you'd wear down a defense like in a hurry, and you know that opened up the passing game for us. Like,
and he's good out of the backfield too. Nigel, when you have that kind of a big back, 230, we can get him up to 240. Do you know who we're talking about now? We're talking about what Jalen Hurd would be if we could just get him out on the field. He's a couple inches shorter, but 6'2", it don't matter. 6'2" to 6'4". I think Hurd's 6'4". Najee's 6'2".
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
When I was watching him play, guys on the TV, the size is a bit deceiving, and I didn't realize he was that big. The way he was playing, he was jumping over defenders, just knocking people over, just athletic as heck. And I was really surprised when they're like, he's 6'3", 230. I'm like, dang, that dude is huge. And moving like that, I mean, he's a hell of an athlete. So that would be an awesome pick. Like I said, I don't know what their plans are for the first and second round. I have my doubts that they'd even try to go for a running back in the whole draft just because they've had so much success, with guys that weren't even drafted. So,
but you know who's going to pick him up, don't you? If he lasts, the Hawks will pick him up because Chris Carson is about the only guy they got now. Carlos Hyde's probably not impressing them that much. They got another guy. They go through running backs as bad and fast as we do. Remember that kid they picked up a couple of years ago in the first round, a running back? I forget his name. He hasn't been available for 2 years. So they're probably ready to get Najee. And if they do, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah. Now we got to deal with DK and Najee. Oh, no.
That would suck, man. Imagine if the Tennessee Titans got him and they had that guy and Najee Harris and Derrick Henry. God bless, man. That would be crazy, dude. They'd be rolling out two beasts every play, man.
And they might do it because the thing is, they don't need, what are they, 28, 29? It doesn't matter what position who you draft,
Yeah. So I don't know. It feels like I think we're going to go either offense or like quarterback or receiver or something like that in the third.
It's
maybe
QB,
the second
CB,
round. So I don't know.
And OL. Those are the top priorities.
Yeah, and with our 12th pick, I don't know what they're going to do with that. I think that. Honestly, I really do think with all these rumors with Deshaun Watson that at the very minimum, John is probably going to look into seeing what it would take to get a guy like that over here. At the end of the day,
and they
I feel like they're going to be like, it's cost too much money, too much draft capital and, maybe the money situation too. But I don't know. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months.
And later on, they'll tell us that they looked into it. The 49ers always look into every deal, though. They got to see what it is. They'll kick the tires, and then at the end of the day, they'll say, "No, well, we're not desperate for a quarterback, but if he was attainable without driving us into bankruptcy or whatever, we'll look into it." And they probably are.
Yeah,
because they're the third
they
team on the list. But then again, they looked at Tom Brady last year, supposedly the greatest of all time, and still said, Jimmy's our guy. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that.
They definitely looked into into that. But like they say, like Kyle was saying, in some interviews, he's just basically it's their job to look into every avenue and see where they can improve, if they can improve. If the price is right. So
I mean, look at this.
Nobody's
like Khalil Mack, OBJ. I mean, we anybody that's out there and they can improve, they'll try. So
I kind of wanted to bring up one more thing,
real quick.
And a couple other people were saying this. I just want to hear your opinion on it. Eric Armstead, man, we're talking about people getting paid and not doing much. This dude is out there, $18 million. Yeah. He's been in the league for like 5-6 years now, and only one time with Nick Bosa and edge rushers has he gotten up to 10 sacks. And other than that, he's only had like 3 sacks in a season. I'm like, why don't we think about trading that guy for money? But anyway, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I'll tell you what. You know what? Eric Armstead, he's got to be with a group. He's not going to be your lead man, and you can't put him on the edge. Eric was playing a lot of edge because he was the most athletic guy, I guess, that they're looking at, and they couldn't put him out there. And they brought in. They finally started playing what's his name a little more full time. What's the kid the guy that did pretty well off the edge. Anyway, Eric was being played out of position, and they double team without Nick and the other guys. Now it's no longer Eric one-on-one. One-on-one, Eric Armstead, you're going to get beat. But when they double team him, they took him out. So, yeah. But he's got to learn to fight off that stuff, though, even though. So I think that's pretty much what happened.
At least more than 3 sacks.
Yeah. Robert Saleh, that's what
Ronbo.
Saleh was saying. So I guess that's what it was. You're right. We need more than 3 sacks.
Okay, Ronbo. Well, have a good rest of your night, man.
You too, Nigel. Talk to you later.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Hey, Lee.
Yo, what up, Ronbo?
Lee, I'm telling you, man. You're the guy. I'm sure you're gonna because Lee pays attention to these things really closely. Lee, I like Najee Harris, and I know I'm dreaming. But to put Najee Harris in the 49ers backfield, I just want to know what it's like to have a Bama running back playing for you, knowing that he's 230 pounds, 6'2", a fury. I got him next to Jeff Wilson Jr., who's already a beast. Now I got Najee, too, and Mostert. I got a 3-speed jet, man. Am I out of my mind here?
Yeah, you are, Ronbo. I'm going to tell you why, though. I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
He's a great athlete. He's got good size. But I gave you that guy last year, Ronbo.
Najee? You knew about him last year. Okay.
No, not Najee. I gave you Antonio Gibson, Memphis. He had 11 touchdowns as a rookie this year.
Antonio Gibson?
He was my sleeper last year. I told you on the show multiple times. Look at Antonio Gibson, Ronbo. Look at him.
Hey, what team is
5th or 6th rounder.
What school's Antonio on? What is he in the pros now?
Yeah, he's at the Redskins.
Oh, that's the guy you were talking about.
He had more touchdowns than Chase Claypool, Ronbo. He was my sleeper. He was a 5th or 6th ranked guy. I told you he's going to go to the combine and he's going to run a quicker time than just about every running back there.
Lee.
And he's 6'2", 220, and he ran a 4.3, Ronbo, and then he went in the 3rd round.
Lee, in fact, he got hurt right toward the end of the season.
For the Redskins?
Yeah. Didn't he get hurt? Who is it? They were missing a running back toward the end of the season because Alex Smith was rolling there for a minute, and then they lost a running back. Was that Antonio Gibson? Because he went down for a minute.
He played 14 games, Ronbo.
Okay, so he was in there the whole time.
So he started off slow, and then he just started steamrolling the competition, Ronbo. He had I think he had more touchdowns than any rookie in the entire draft last year.
Yeah. Well, Lee, I tell you what.
That was the guy I wanted for our team.
What school did he go to?
Imagine him in our offense, Kyle. Memphis.
Yeah, okay. See, there's a school that you're probably not going to be, but the 49ers do. Their scouts are everywhere. But, I mean, I want to see
one. Don't worry,
one.
I'm moving over to be a scout.
It sounds like it. I just say, I want to know, because the Shanahans believe in going out and finding anybody with athleticism and turning him into a star running back. And I said, what if you already got a star? You guys are that good with kids that just need development.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What would you do with these guys?
That's why I'm against the I wouldn't do the the first round Najee or the ETN, the top 2 guys in the draft, because he's good at making average guys great because of the offense and the run game he's got, And our run game coordinator, he's moved up to offensive coordinator this year too, right? And I heard this thing the other day.
Run game specialist.
Kyle did a smart thing because he let go of LaFleur, but he kept his run game coordinator, and they reckon he's more important than LaFleur, because our offense is based around that run game. And the funny thing is, like, the reason I wouldn't go for Najee is because Najee's going to run a slow time run, but he's going to run like a 4.5, 4.6, guarantee it. Okay, so with the outside zone, he's not going to be a number 1 back in our system,
Yeah, not running 4.5. I knew he was running 4.5.
And then we've got these other guys. Yeah. And that's why I wanted Gibson last year. He's 6'2", 220, and he can run a 4.3. And the guy is great on special teams too. The last time we had a running back, Ronbo, that had 11 touchdowns in the season?
I can't remember.
He did it as a rookie. I've never seen a 49ers running back have 11 touchdowns in the season, let alone a rookie. Not even Frank Gore had 11 touchdowns, Ronbo, in the season.
Tell you. Oh, by the way,
okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 names, Ronbo, for running backs this year. Okay, I'll give you.
Gibson was that guy I was talking about, though. I was just saying, Gibson did miss toward the end. I guess he missed the playoffs.
Yeah,
he was very valuable. So yeah, I was right, Niner Bug. Shut up. Okay, go ahead.
I'll give you 3 running backs, Ronbo, that instead of going ETN or Najee, we can wait till the 3rd or 4th round. You got Trey Sermon, a bigger back, Ohio State. He absolutely balled toward the end of the season. He's more of a bigger back, but we don't really have that physical back. We use Wilson for that. And there's 2 other ones that actually are probably better. They're 3rd rounders. They could fall to the 4th, and that's Gainwell from the same school as Gibson. He's really good, great pass catcher, good elusiveness. They're about like 190, 200 pounds. And the other guy is the North Carolina guy, Carter, Ronbo. They're both good scheme fits, Gainwell and Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got good athleticism.
But Lee, what are the odds? I'm telling you, Bobby Turner and Kyle, they think, and remember they got Joe Williams in the 3rd round in their first year, but they've not revisited that pool since.
That's why I wish Lynch just sent Kyle on a little holiday for the draft, Ronbo, picked them his team and then come back, because he wanted Williams and CJ. Remember that first draft? Yeah. Those were his offensive guys. He got after Lynch, went after Thomas and Foster. I heard Adam Peters played a crucial role in him moving up for Foster. He's the one that sort of incited that. I read an article years ago about it. But Gainwell, Sermon, and that other kid from North Carolina, Carter. All go look at tape on those guys. Two of them are perfect for our system, and they're really explosive.
And good speed. And those guys can be return guys on special teams until we need them. Because you know what? We don't have we don't have anybody who can return. See, that would be licensed, John Lynch, to get those guys. And they're going to fall because running backs, like you said, they're not the top of anybody's list because everybody thinks the running back, we can get that anytime. That seems to be the way the league thinks now. So, you know.
And I wouldn't reach those first 2 rounds there. We got bigger needs. That's the key. We got bigger needs to fill there. We can get a good running back, like I said, in the 3rd or 4th round, maybe even the 5th because the draft is so heavily stacked with talent in those mid-rounds, Ronbo. 2nd to 4th round, there's a lot of talent. And, so that's where you could get your running back. Also, last year, Ronbo, the year before, I gave you another sleeper. I gave you Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, 3rd round. I guess you took him, the Redskins, just like Gibson. Now he's top 5 in the league, Ronbo.
They were hardcore running. And every time I watch that guy, and Gibson's the guy I was watching a couple of games with the Washington team, and I says, who is this dude, man? I was worried about that because we're getting ready to play the Washington team, right? Gibson didn't play that game. I think we escaped.
You wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah, we escaped him. And
he was perfect fit. But see, the reason that our scouts overlook these guys is because they don't have great numbers coming out of college because they're so heavily underutilized. Like they have all the talent, but they're in systems where they got like 3 running backs, or they were using Gibson as a receiver as well. And and Gainwell, he's a real good pass catcher too. So. These guys always fall. McLaurin was the same, Ronbo. Like, he went to the 3rd round. But he was like Ohio State's third most used wide receiver that year,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's the best out of all of them.
See that? Lee, I tell you, we got to go, but we're going to be looking at these guys, and these names are dropping so we can start looking them over. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
thanks,
see you
Ronbo.
midweek, okay? Thanks, Lee.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right. Night. Oh, good day for Lee. I forgot. He's still having his daytime. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how's it going, Rambo?
Oh, Alex, it's fantasizing time. I'm sure we're going to do this a lot before draft night. But like Phil said, listen, you guys need to pump the brakes on the draft. We got to talk about free agency first, which will determine what happens in the draft. And he's absolutely right. I'm just dreaming in advance. I do like Najee, man. Najee, man, look at this dude. Good God.
He's a specimen, man.
A beast. So, you know, what do you see? The 49ers, I guess their first warrior is Trent Williams. And by the way, Alex, touch upon that, will you? There seems to be a growing sentiment that if Trent Williams is asking for too much money, tell him no. And then I said, oh, I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think, you know, essentially with Robert Saleh leaving, we kind of got Trent Williams for just a fifth-round pick. You know what I mean? So we kind of inadvertently got Trent Williams for a cheap value. We paid him, obviously, but, you know, Rambo, Trent Williams isn't, in my eyes, the main focus right now. I think the Niners are looking at a different direction. We do have a lot of moves we can make as far as, like, cutting people to get some pretty solid salary cap back in our favor with, like, Weston Richburg, D. Ford, McKinnon, Richie James, and Justin School. And I think Jimmy, I know he's going to be the guy that everybody wants to see cut, but I think he's going to be a near draft night trade, because the Patriots are in like they're bleeding out right now. You know, they're Bill Belichick doesn't want to go out like this. They need a stabilizer, and what better person to bring in than somebody who knows how to run the offense. And I don't think the Niners will get like a first-round pick or 2 first-round picks, but I think he could be worth like a second-round pick this year and a third-round pick next year, which would be perfect for the Niners because our second and third-round picks are usually pretty good. You know, with Deebo Samuel in mind, I believe Fred Warner we moved up for in the third or fourth round to get. So, you know, I like those kind of spots for the Niners to be in. Reason being is because I think the Niners right now are in position to, rather than have Trent Williams, get their true quarterback for the future, for the next 10 years. And we could trade, you know, people wanted Jamal Adams last year and, you know, trade 2 first-round picks for him. But if we look at his coverage grade, I think Mitch Wisnowski would be better. So I think the Niners were looking longer term, saying, you know, we could realistically get Deshaun Watson by getting rid of our 12th overall pick, because right now the Texans are in a mode of rebuild, but they don't have any salary cap, so they can't just go out and sign big money players to stop their own bleeding. So the draft is the way that the Houston Texans need to stabilize their franchise. So the Niners have, you know, a 12th overall pick, but really to the Texans, it's the number 1 overall pick, you know, because they really need to start going for 3 years from now, 4 years from now, and the only players that can do them like that is you know, rookie or draft picks. So you know, I think the Niners are getting ready for may or may not be, Ronbo, the most busy team in the offseason, because I really think with DeMeco Ryans getting promoted to D coordinator, they're not really going to go out and try to draft a whole bunch of players that DeMeco Ryans has to have the go through Zoom calls to teach them. I really do think we're going to be signing a lot of our value free agents on defense, Ahkello Witherspoon, Ronald Blair, you know, hopefully K'Wan Williams, and even Jason Verrett, if we can get some sort of, you know, gift in return for giving him a chance. Obviously, Richard Sherman's off the table, but I would like to see the Niners keep a lot of our pieces together, because, you know, we didn't have Ronald Blair, and I really think he's a big contributor, along with, I think, Ahkello Witherspoon with a little bit more on his shoulders. I think will handle it better going forward. But I think the Niners, as far as cornerback, can get a cornerback in the second round next year. We don't need a first-round pick to get a cornerback. But, I just think that the opportunity is now to get rid of Jimmy and bring in somebody like Deshaun Watson, which would be Kyle's. It would be like the Chiefs having Tyreek Hill. He's our toy. Like, he's going to be able to make this offense do things that we ain't seen yet.
Well, interesting. But it's between Texans and Belichick in New England. You see Jimmy being in one of those places before the season starts?
Yeah, I do. I think he's got to go somewhere where they need him more than they need to keep what's going on in their own organization. They need somebody like a familiar face that they can trust and believe in.
Okay, so now Belichick's going to give us what in return?
I'd say a second.
Because now we don't have a quarterback. Okay, so you feel like Kyle's ready to bring in a kid off the draft and continue.
No, I think they could go after Deshaun Watson with our first round pick this year and next year.
No, I was talking about Belichick. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, okay, we're going to see because I am not positive. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to get rid of Jimmy this year. But there is, like somebody just said, the 49ers do check into every big deal that's going on. Like last year, they even talked to Brady, but they still came back to Jimmy. And which is why to say no to Brady and say yes to Watson, that would be interesting.
Hey, Brady's only there a bit. His run is only 3 years or less. Deshaun Watson has 10 to 15 years. And, the Niners could have just been holding out thinking, an opportunity like this might bounce around and this could just be the one.
And it'll be the one. But he had a chance to get Watson from the 2017 draft. We'll see.
Hey, there was some conflict of interest with John Lynch having the same class with Solomon, man. It just burnt us the wrong way when they took the Stanford classes together.
That's true. And we, the year before, our biggest problem was we couldn't stop the run. That was one of the things that motivated the 49ers to also go after somebody they thought they could stop the bleeding as far as the run. Remember we set a record of the worst run-stopping team of all time?
Of fixing that problem, Ronbo.
But I got a feeling, I got to tell you, though, Alex, the 49ers giving up a bunch of first-round picks for a quarterback, I don't think they think that desperately that they need a quarterback. If they could get Watson, they're going to kick the tires, though. If they could get Watson for less, yeah, they might consider it. But if you think...
Hey, I mean, what if John Lynch believes in, the players that were hurt last year coming back, this year, some of them could be enough difference. Obviously, Nick Bosa could be that difference in being able to go in after a talented quarterback that can improvise and make plays on his own like Deshaun Watson, that we have, more than enough pieces to accentuate him on both sides of the ball.
But, Alex, let me ask you about that. Do you actually think that Kyle's going to have Watson come in and just orchestrate his own? He's got to learn Kyle's offense, or else Kyle's.
Well, what I'm saying, Ronbo, is we're going to be getting rid of Trent Williams in that sense if we get Watson. So the O-line might not be as stable as, but we've seen Jimmy and Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard behind a suspect, an O-line that was doing less than desired. They couldn't make any play.
So you're thinking now Kyle's ready for a mobile quarterback? It could be, Alex. We're going to see. I would bet heavily against it, but we're going to find out because we got how many more weeks before free agency? Another month? We'll see. All right.
We'll see, man. Let's get excited, though.
All right, Alex, we're out of time. Let me see you midweek and see what's cooking. All right, fam.
Take it easy.
You too. Alice, what's going on with that game between? Can we click up that score? I mean, is Tampa Bay and the Saints, are they still going at it? Does anybody know the score? Who's winning that game? Ellis, come on in, man. Because they got to be at least a half. If Brady loses this game, it's going to make worldwide news. I'm talking worldwide. It goes beyond just the NFL and their fans. Ellis, 2020 Ray Jr.? Oh, my God. That's a ball game. All right. Ellis.
Hello?
Ellis, come on in, man.
Hey, Ronbo. I'm in traffic on my way back.
Ellis, we're gonna
right now. You got about 15 more minutes?
No, Ellis, I'm pulling out now. Ellis, let me see you Wednesday, because we're closing shop. You're the last guy.
No, go ahead. Let's just get it out the way here, man. Because I gotta close out, man.
Okay, Ellis, don't. Are you driving?
I'm good now.
Okay. All right, what tonight? Tonight was just me fantasizing about Naji Harris. You know, what are you thinking of? Because I'm not going to get Naji Harris. I can see right now. It makes no sense. Najee's a running back that I really like. I just don't want to see what he looks like running with Mostert and Jeffrey Wilson Jr. But your thoughts and anything else you want to? Anything else? What are you thinking here tonight?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking it's interesting that if we, let's just say we didn't keep 12 picks and we went back to the second round and got a couple of picks, you know, maybe 2 seconds in a fourth or a third and 2 seconds and whatever, you know what I mean, a couple of picks, and we were able to kind of have a little bit more variety of what we could choose from. That could be cool, but I just don't know what's going to happen. I think a lot of it's leaning on what's going to happen with Trent and some of the players that we re-signed. You know, that's going to be, you know, that way that's going to affect who's the priority and who we're going to need to get in the earlier rounds. I'm not sure about the Najee kid. I haven't seen it yet. It sounds like it's good. What you've been talking about, but I mean, shit. Alabama's got a whole entire team full of loaded
watch the
players.
National Conference game, and you'll see what I mean. Najee, boy, that dude, I'd love to see him play with the 49ers, but that's not going to happen. Boy, I wish.
He's going to go. He's going to go first or second round, you think?
Yeah, he's not. He'll never make it to the third round unless something strange comes on in the draft. But Najee's definitely bottom of the first, early second, maybe even middle of the first.
I heard a lot of good things about the tight end from the Gators.
Tight end, yeah. But you know, because I don't know if Jordan Reed is coming back next year, or if they can afford Jordan Reed next year, or if he's willing to take what they can pay. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens to Jordan Reed. I know Jordan.
Well, if he doesn't get his way,
if Jimmy comes back,
I just don't like his character and how he acts when he doesn't get his way.
I know. Jordan was throwing fits, but you know, Jordan, they're throwing at his shoes. That you know, he was so open every time that they missed him so badly. I could see where he was pissed off. So
yeah, no, Nick was throwing some terrible balls. So of course, yeah, in those moments I could see him get mad, but he was throwing his helmet. He was punching the air and getting all crazy, and it's like, man, this is your first year. Like you ain't really even played that many games, my guy. You got to kind of calm down. But you know, maybe knowing that Jimmy's going to come back, he'll be a little more willing to come back next year. He didn't really do that much, but he could probably get paid more somewhere else. So he may go for that, take his opportunity and move and go to elsewhere.
I got to tell you though, Ellis, about that. We're number 13. You know, a lot of people have got to reduce cap. And that means there's not a lot of places. We're ranked number 13. We're a little above the cap. Some guys are up to 90 mil over the cap. I don't know how you manage that. You got to cut way down. Man.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with the Seahawks. Remember I was telling you that we may be seeing only about a year, season or two more Russell Wilson. We'll definitely be only seeing, if we don't see him, if he doesn't end up leaving and getting traded, because I think Pete wants to go back to the run game, and I heard them talking about he not too happy with you know, who they sign on, you know, depending on what kind of offense they choose to run, but they're tired of paying Russ all that money and they want to free up some money and try to build their team up. So, you know, he may be on the market. What would you guys do? Would you guys take Rusty, my fellow 49ers?
You know what? You just mentioned, I could actually see, I don't know, the Texans might want to go through a rebuild. I don't know if Russell Wilson has a no-trade clause in his contract. In fact, I do know that Deshaun has a no-trade. If Russell Wilson, for Deshaun Watson, do you know the monies would match? I could see if the Hawks could get that, they would take that if Watson agreed to it, because that's his offense. Very similar style. Watson can run around and create his own offense and plays. And I don't know about the offensive coordinator or anything, but that would be funny. You know, the rumor was out that he was getting traded last year.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's finally this looks like the Saints are going to pull it away. I don't know.
It's 2020.
We're still not even in the fourth quarter though yet. You know, you can't count Tom Brady out, and all God only knows how much money is going to go through the roof if Tom Brady's playing in the Super Bowl again. That's why I thought it was just so convenient.
I thought the refs would fix it too. It's even up though. It's still 2020.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was pretty sad. The game. What was that game? Who was that playing? I was playing earlier. I don't know. I can't remember. Bills play today?
Bills no. Bills next week. Bills will play the Chiefs next
yesterday.
week.
They played yesterday. They're looking good, man. I don't know. It's gonna be something to see.
It is. I'm definitely rooting for the Bills next week because I do not want the Chiefs to go anywhere. So Bills and Chiefs next week, and possibly between Tampa Bay and New Orleans versus Green Bay. Interesting week.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they do next week. The New Orleans and the Green Bay game. That's at least what I feel like. But it could be Tampa Bay, man. Let's see, huh?
It is. You know, the Saints are famous for choking in this situation. Now, remember, every time they get in this situation, something goes wrong. The Rams, they got cheated with the Rams. But what was that with the Vikings? All right? And, you know, I see Tampa Bay winning. Damn it. I did not want them to get to the Super Bowl. You know what, though? They got to get past Green Bay, and we'll see what that's like. So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that whatever we do, the adjustments are made, you know, in all the right places. And if we want to become we're definitely going to probably pick up a running back somewhere, though. I will say that it may not be Najee, but you know, because we'll need to get that high pick somewhere, you know, in a very important position.
You know what?
We'll probably be picking up the back and
James. You know what? I just realized
guys and we'll strike gold. You know what I mean? But hopefully we can get Raheem and Jeff Wilson Jr. to come back full board next year.
Oh yeah, they're definitely coming back.
That's what we really want.
TC and Jerick McKinnon are probably out, but you know what? They're not gonna pick up. They wouldn't pick up Najee in the first round. They don't want to pay first round money. This is why I'm pretty sure the 49ers are trading down out of the first round to begin with.
Yeah. Well, how many picks can we get for that? Like 3 or 4, you think? Depending on how far back we go, obviously.
Yeah, it depends on who they're dealing with. Yeah. Because the 49ers, to say you don't want to pay first round money if you don't have to and you got another plan. This is why I'm all pretty much absolutely sure the 49ers are not going to be trading for Watson with the first round picks. But you know, what I can see is if they do trade down and they can get multiple picks in the second round, there's a lot of strategies involved when you got the kind of money situation the 49ers are in right now. There's going to be all kinds of scenarios. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but we just got to make sure that, you know, we can strike gold. We got to get the line right. We definitely need to get a nice solid corner. You know, if nothing else, it would be nice to splash and get a nice receiver or get a nice QB, but I don't know if that's going to be promised for us, man. We got to just kind of see what happens. It'll probably be in the later round, something unexpected, the usual.
Absolutely. Else you trade down in the second round. Now, you get another second round pick and maybe a third. Now, if you're high enough in the second round, you get a couple of cornerbacks or safety, whatever you want to do in the second round. Now you fix that situation right away. You go the third round, and whatever your other priority need is, you go to that. You know, it's going to be. I think they're going to go for multiple picks myself.
Yeah, I think it was for this year. I know we didn't do it last year, or when we did trade down we traded up last time, but
to get
I think this year we're going to have Yeah. So we're going to have to do something a little more significant this year, and not lose and give up so much, because I feel like we gave up a lot for Brandon. But I mean, we had to do that.
Yeah, he's worth it. Yeah, Ayuk's going to be a beast. Oh God, yes. So yeah, we're that's going to pay dividends. Alice, could you get back to what you're doing? I'm gonna see you on Wednesday if you get some time. All right.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Drive carefully out there. All right, Alice.
Indeed. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the Niner faithful.
Yo. All right, fam. Yeah, and there we have it. And the thing is, I still like Naji. Because the 49ers, man, they got some choices to make. What I just found out from what Phil just said, I didn't even consider. The 49ers, $13 million over the cap. We're not as bad as a lot of teams, but there's going to be a lot of guys leaving. If Trent Williams is unreasonable, I wonder what they're going to do about that. But how unreasonable can Trent be? Where are you going to go? There's not a lot of people. You're going to go to a team that's going to get their brains beat out next year? Stay with us. We're going to backload the contract. I know they're going to romance him because you're going to want to keep him. No matter what quarterback this year next year, you don't want him to be meat. Yeah, you can go out and get a mobile quarterback that can run away. How many mobile quarterbacks are going to be in the final this year, though? One. That's not always the route to take. I'm just saying, Shannon's offense, that's not how they will operate. So we'll see, though. I could be wrong. Rarely am I wrong, but I could be. Damn, I'll see you Wednesday. Enjoy that game like I'm getting ready to go do right now. Niners! Well, that's getting weak, boy, from yesterday, I guess. Have a great day, fam.